Y'all, I had to come on here early because they got it popping off over here on the AP. Let me pull up the screen share. We are reporting live the Diddy hearing, commentary, reaction. Look at this lady is freaking out. She's like, I'm trying to hear what she's saying because she said, I think that's the mother because they were there looking at the metal detectors. It already had been like, who's been in here already? All the kids. And then what's her name? Janice Combs looking like a clown with that clown do she's got. But this lady, she's just like a camera person at the AP. She's like, wait, hold on, let's go see that. And they start running. And it's like Blair Witch Project. The camera was being tossed to and fro. They're interviewing people out here. I'm like, let me go live. We may have some guests join. We may not. I didn't even turn my light on. Okay, and then we have also this camera angle. Let's see what they're saying. Oh, wait. Oh, this isn't even live. They tricked us again over there at Law and Crime. Let's see. We got the AP up. What's this? Reuters got their camera out here too. Okay, let's go to them. That's theirs. All right. Ooh, y'all loud over there. Let me turn this volume off. Okay. All right. So, if you're just coming here now and you haven't been keeping up with all of the filings, which I can't blame you. How could you? What we're doing here today is Diddy is having another hearing concerning his bail. Now, this one is going to be crazy, y'all. They got an expert witness they trying to have up in there. I actually already made 2 videos today and posted them because they were 2 filings. 2 things were filed today. The government filed something. Diddy filed something. What the government filed was a little brief. It was like maybe 2 whole pages or whatever long, but they had filed this brief pretty much answering the judge's question. The judge had asked, well, Diddy's lawyer had brought it up, right? That they let Abercrombie CEO out. So they should let him out on bail. But the government's like, no, absolutely not. You should not do that. And then the judge, the last time they were here, I think it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, they were here, I think Tuesday. And maybe it was Wednesday. They were back at the same courthouse earlier. And the judge had told them, make sure that when we come here on Friday, that y'all are able to differentiate what really is the difference between this P. Diddy case and the Jeffries case, right? The Abercrombie one. So the government filed that document earlier today. The other document that was filed earlier today was Diddy saying that the government, the feds, had sent him, or his lawyers rather, an email last night at 11:23 p.m. And if I had to guess, there was some type of deadline they needed to reach. Like, they needed some. Oh, hold on. Oh, thought a guest was in here. They are not. They something about. Oh, shoot, I lost my whole train of thought. Diddy filing. I lost my train of thought. Boston in the house, shout out. They let the CEO out. Yeah, on bail. Like he's out and about until his trial. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me remember what I was saying about Diddy. Diddy filed a file. Oh, right. The government emailed them at 11:23 last night with some stuff in response to a Brady request. Okay. Brady versus Maryland is a huge precedential Supreme Court case. Kind of a big one, kind of like Miranda, a really big one. And it stands for the proposition that the government should not and cannot withhold material, exculpatory evidence, cannot withhold that type of evidence. If they have it in their possession, they have to give it to the defendant in order to make the case. They can't hide evidence. That's basically the underlying proposition of Brady, right? So there's a bunch of protections for Brady, just like there's a bunch of protections for Miranda. And this The Brady one falls under, the right to a fair trial and due process and all that. So, which is good, which are good things. I don't mean to say like, oh, all that. I just mean, all that stuff. So the government had to respond to certain requests relating to this Brady thing. And they did, but they responded to Agnifilo 11:23 last night. So Agnifilo has filed that email that he received at 11:23 last night today in court and said that this is even more, somehow more new evidence that Diddy needs to have his bail hearing reopened up. Now, the issue for Diddy is that it might seem like he's been getting a few legal wins in court. And frankly, he has. He has been getting a few wins because, for example, his lawyers were able to get the judge to exclude the evidence about what they found with the legal pads, right? Like him talking to witnesses or making to-do lists to pay witnesses or whatever. Diddy was able to get them to exclude the legal pads, for example. So it does seem like he's winning a little bit in court, but I explained it like this on Popcorn Planet earlier, and it's like kind of like, I don't know, I just use the number 5. You could say 4 or whatever, but like it feels like it's more items than 4. But let's say, like, in order for Diddy to get bail, let's like use the analogy of a table, and like the arguments that need to be made are the legs of the table. Maybe there's 5 legs of this table. For some reason, it's a 5-leg table. Diddy might be able to knock out a leg. He might be able to knock out 2. I wouldn't be shocked if he knocks 3. But for Diddy to knock out every single leg on that table in order to where the table would be laying flat, I don't see it happening. He would have to prove so many things. One of those legs, for example, I would say is something like, for example, the flight risk determination, which has never really, I don't believe, fully been substantively argued in the bail hearings. Because there was so much other stuff to get to that was more pressing, right? Like, here's this video of him running down the hall like a puma, which brings me to another one of these table legs, right? One of the table legs that's keeping him in jail is that he's violent. He serves a violent threat to the community. That's one of the reasons why they're keeping him in there is the supposition that he's violent. And they used this tape to support it. The government used the CNN tape to support the proposition that he was violent, right? But and which was public and which we've all seen. But now Agnifilo is getting prepared today with a expert witness and a 20-minute long video. And they're preparing up to 40 minutes of testimony from this expert witness, this former LAPD forensic video analyst. He's going to be testifying. We're also going to be checking in with Modern Day Hero, one of the only 2 accounts that BJ Investigates follows. Inner City Press. Matthew Russell Lee. I'm trying to get to his Diddy. He's going to be inside the courthouse, in the courtroom, rather. Where is I'm looking for it here. Let's see. So court officially is going to start in 1 minute. I don't know where his live tweets are going to be exactly today. But we're going to be, okay. He's definitely, he likes to report on the UN. Oh, is that Ghislaine? Or a lookalike? Yep, that's her. He tweeted this 1 minute ago. He got this in right before the Diddy hearing. What is this? Inner City Press. Here's the time the UN would. Yes, indeed. He is on the UN. He is on them. I need to go look into his work on that. Here's the time the UN correspondent in the front row today held a fundraiser with St. Ghislaine Maxwell. Inner City Press questioned that. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Glad you did. Because they got freaks out here masquerading as good people. It's very strange to me. Okay, so it doesn't look like he's tweeting about Diddy quite yet. He's tweeting about the ST. Thank you. Appreciate that type of coverage. Heck yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's see the cameras. Now, we did miss it. We did miss them running through the bushes to go get videos of, well, I guess we could probably rewind it. Look, see they running. Okay, hold on. Let me see. When they were getting out the van, I can just rewind it and show y'all. Here they come. They getting out the van. Look at them. There's Delilah and Leela and whoever else. Here they come. There's Quincy. Free Quincy. You know what I mean? The two little girls. They so cute. Poor things. It ain't their fault. I guess that's one of them too. One of the kids right there in the back. That's Chance, or who's that back? That's Chance, right? And who's this lady? I know I should know everybody, but y'all, I'm sorry. I'm still getting the cast and crew. Okay. So here's the kids. Well, some of them. Then wait till the second crew. Wait till the second batch. And I wonder, why did they roll in two clumps like that? Are they beefing? What's going on? And then we got what's his name? Justin. And then P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs Jr. right here. Look at this one. If Farnsworth, Bentley, and Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs was to have a baby together somehow genetically, if that was possible, it would be this child right here. And then, of course, we got the little Nephilim clown down there, Janice Combs. And then whoever probably oh man, the security probably, or I don't know, that's maybe her boyfriend. Then we got some more people. I don't know who these people are. Sorry. Should know, could know, don't know. Okay, so that's them going in. And then they like just sit there and like watch them at the metal detector. It's weird. Anyway, so here we are. Okay, here we go. We got the opener thread. Boom. Okay, now Sean Combs, argument for bail. Will third time be the charm? After MDC jail sweep and photos? Inner City Press is covering the case. Y'all go support him, because we couldn't even do these without him. Like, this would not be literally not be possible. Literally, we couldn't do it. We'd have to rely on freaking NBC or whatever. Like, this is very, very important that he's in there doing this for us, for the people. Because, you know, I'm sure that he's not getting paid a whole bunch of money. Okay, let me get some of these super. Oh, look at all these members becoming members. Fire Flyer, welcome. Sinking slowly with a smile. Welcome to members. KLH, welcome. Not a bot, just a human. Okay, I hope so. Welcome to membership. Sarah, welcome. L, gifted one. She's in the chat, gifting away yet again. Oh, and Not a bot, just a human gave a membership as well. Thank you. Shout out to you for that. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord, girl, I don't know how to say that. Hairful. Thank you so much for those 5 gifted memberships. Shout out to you, Isabel. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Many YouTubers are live right now. We choose you. Oh, y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much, Isabel. Many are live right now. We're gonna probably go into some of those chats and do some little drive-bys, some little stop-bys. I love doing that. Thanks so much, Sean. Oh, I knew Sean was going to be in here. I would be confused if Sean was somewhere else, to be honest. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat, Sean. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I need to figure out a better way to like, oh no, I would never do that. I need to figure out a better way to like, other than just refreshing, right? Okay, in the courtroom, y'all, we got our first substantial courtroom tweet. In the courtroom, Diddy's attorney, Tony Riccio, has come back into the gallery to speak with Diddy supporters. There's Diddy supporter? Ooh, Lord, girl. What in the Scientology actor hell? They went hired some supporters. I mean, I know there really are some real Diddy supporters out there. There have to be. I mean, that's just how it goes. But he said Tony Rico has come back into the gallery to speak with Diddy supporters. Alexandra Shapiro, that's another one of Diddy's lawyers. I think she was Trump's lawyer, sitting reading from a binder. 4 prosecutors in the front row. Drum roll. I mean, seriously, y'all, settle in. I got my water. Let me pour it into my little cup, because y'all know I like a little cup. I can't drink out of no big cup. I don't understand the Stanley craze. I just don't. I can't carry around what is like a workout every time I pick up the damn water bottle, and I can't drink that much every day. That's too much. Y'all drinking too much water. Y'all getting carried away. But your body, your choice, girl. I don't care what you do. Okay. Let's refresh. We're going to be doing this for a minute, y'all. Sean Combs is brought in wearing MDC jail tan uniform. He makes a point of hugging his lawyer, Agnifilo, and then sits chatting with his other lawyer who just got finished talking to the Diddy supporters, Tony Riccio. I don't know if it's a Riccio. Oh, hold on. I'm responding to a text. I'm getting a merch update, y'all. The new merch is going to be in tonight. Okay. So Diddy's in the courtroom. He's wearing a tan jail uniform. I'm sure he'll have something to say about that next time. Thank you so much, JoJo, for the $9.99 super chat. I just adore you. This is my first live. Hi, y'all. Hey, JoJo. Thank you for that $9.99. Luis Neist. Thank you so much for that. Girl, what's a DKK? Love that. Love that so much. Thank you for the 17 DKK. Thank you. Michelle Hill became a member. Oh, Lord, what's going on here? Who is he? Hector Bravo. He looks really familiar. He looks like somebody from 90 Day Fiance or something. Like I've seen him before. Maybe it was Love is Blind. He looked like somebody from Love is Blind. Okay, so nothing still, so he's kind of setting the scene. Matthew Russell Lee over there at Inner City Press is kind of setting the scene. He's like, all right, look, listen, they got one little busybody lawyer, Tony. He's up, he's moving around. Well, this no shackles, Shan and Donna. No shackles. It looks like no shackles. I mean, I don't know. We'll be back for the replay. Shout out to you. I know y'all can't be here the whole time live. That's just fine. If you're just joining so far, the judge doesn't seem to have entered into the what in the hell is the Proud Patriots down here with the mutilated, assassinated girl? Anything is liable to show up on your feed and Twitter, I'll tell you that. Okay, nothing new still. Okay, so girl, I need a shorter desk. I'm too little for this desk. Okay, they're just in the courtroom right now. One of the lawyers is being a little bit busybody, buzzing and flying around, talking to the supporters. Apparently there's Diddy supporters in there other than his family. Who knew? And then the other lawyer, the lady lawyer, the one who represented Trump, she's sitting there reading her binder. Then Diddy is brought in. He's wearing the uniform from the jail. I guess no shackles. I guess he would have been, maybe I should comment. Should I say, is he shackled? Any sign of shackles? Bing. I am ignorant. Okay. Am I just missing it? Okay. Nothing still here. I don't think it's going to go for sale today, Sean, but yes, new merch and all the, this merch I'm wearing right now, dead stock, girl. It's out. It's gone. It's over. The other one, the one you wearing in there is like, I think only extra smalls left. So yeah. Thanks so much, Eden, for the $5 super chat. I'm your hero. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Michelle. Oh, thank you. Jorsum said, you quickly became one of my fave YouTubers. Keep up the good work. Thank you for the €2. I think that the way they say euros in German is the best way to say it. Euro. Did I ever follow up with that man? No, I never heard who that was. Thanks so much for the $9.99 super chat. Donna, I don't know what's rights Ruth. I don't know what that means, but yes, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Moody Mary, for the €2.49 super chat. You did so well on Andy's Euro Rock. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's refresh over here. Anything happening in here? I mean, I wouldn't expect. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And something 39 seconds ago we got. While we wait for Judge Arun Subramanian, I'm always saying that wrong, noting that Combs are his lawyers. Maybe. Okay. Interesting. So Matthew Russell Lee, he goes to these court hearings all the time. So he's saying, just while we're waiting for the judge, I just want to point out, Diddy and his lawyers are sitting in the middle of 3 tables. Okay, so there's 3 tables stretched out, and Diddy and his lawyers are in the middle. But the 2 U.S. Marshals, rather than being behind Diddy as they usually would be, they're on the sides. He's just pointing it out. He's saying usually whenever he goes to hearings like this, the U.S. Marshals are sitting behind the defendant. So usually you would expect the 2 U.S. Marshals to be sitting behind Diddy, but Matthew Russell Lee from Inner City Press is pointing out that's not what's happening today. They're sitting on the sides of him. And it may have something to do with the fact that he's not shackled. It may be something that, they got to get their little protocol in, however, which way. Thanks, Kimberly. Okay. Okay, nothing else. That's the most recent. I don't expect there to be much going on the video. I mean, it's like the same shot pretty much. Yeah, y'all settle in. Settle in. We're going to be here today. Settle in. The judge is late, but I wouldn't be alarmed by that because the judge did have 2 new filings to consider today. And he also, what is all of this stuff showing up on my Twitter? Yes, Kat Johnson, no Christmas. Aw, that's sweet. We're waiting for the judge. We haven't really seen him be not late yet, I don't think. Donna, oh my gosh, Jamster Ella, thank you so much for the $49.99 super chat. Wow, I really appreciate that. Thank you. L, another membership. If you got a membership from L, shout out to L. Thank you so much. K Lauren for the 99-cent super sticker. Thank you so much. It's so hard to say this stuff sometimes. Fast. Just Bird Tarot, welcome to memberships. Thanks so much, Ariane Colin, or is it Ariane? Thanks so much for the €149 super chat. And Allison Kennedy, thank you so much for the $199 super chat. I really appreciate all these super chats. Wow. Shanita, thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. Paige Collins, always please say Sean's name. It's crazy how fast you say Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. Paige, always in here supporting the channel. I love this chat too. Isn't it sweet? Love your content, girl. You make me feel smart with your great explanation of legal jargon. Oh, thank you, Mel. And thank you for that $5 super chat. Shout out to the mods in the chat. Christy. We got Diamond Rainbow. Who else is in here? Yeah, let's check for an update. Anything new? All rise. I need a hammer. Somebody send me a gavel. All rise. Combs lawyer Rico. The family of Mr. Sean Love Combs is here. They traveled a long way. The judge says, thank you for being here. Mr. Agnifilo, tell me about the legal pads. Oh, out the gate, the judge. Subramanian. Oh, I gotta get the man's name. Subramanian. The judge Subramanian says, thank you, family. That's sweet. Thank you so much. That's cute. That's sweet. What about them legal pads? I heard you had a lot to say, Miley, about the legal pads. Then Agnifilo said, the first time I saw him was Tuesday. Like I said, Mark Agnifilo is going to play dumb, acting like he don't know. Okay, Agnifilo says something else. As we sit here today, I'm not sure when legal was written on each of them. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Different members of the defense team was telling him to write legal on the pads, which I believe. There is a photo of a pad without legal on it. But here's the problem, y'all. Mark Agnifilo saw with his eyes. He saw with his eyes. The government, nope, not going to work, Mark. He saw it. The government filed exhibits in this case, y'all. They filed exhibits, and the exhibits include a picture, right? A picture of a notebook. Front of a notebook is called a legal pad sometimes. In that picture, it does not say legal on it. The evidence presented to the court does not say legal. So the evidence, because they didn't take it from him, they did not confiscate it. They left it in his locker. They only took a picture of it. He was able to change it. I'm not even going to say tamper because I'm not saying he tampered. A lot of people do tell their clients to write legal. Even sometimes when exchanging written documents, the lawyers will put it at the top, confidential legal attorney-client communication. And it's for this. It's because Sometimes it comes up at issue and it shouldn't be discoverable. Let's see what else has been said. Nothing new. That was the most recent. But here's the issue I'm having with Mark Agnifilo. He saw the government's exhibit. He saw with his eyes that it did not say legal on it. And yet, in order to get that evidence excluded, he said, Your Honor, it says legal on it. The judge said, bring it up. Let me look. Looks at it. He says, this has to be destroyed until we can have a hearing. Okay. The judge based the decision in part based on the fact that it said legal on it, right? And now come to find out, it didn't say legal on it in the government's exhibits, and the judge is pissed. He wants to know why. Why was Mark Agnifilo in his face acting a fool? And he was like, oh, this is the first time I saw him was on Tuesday. No, but it wasn't the first time you saw them exhibits, though, was it? Agnifilo said, so it's clear. On November 1st, the sweep, they did not at all say legal. The judge said, the pad you handed up to me, it did say legal on November 1st. Agnifilo said, I'm not sure. The judge said, the judge said, moving forward, make sure representations are true. In my opinion, that's the judge calling Agnifilo a liar. He's saying, you said something to me wasn't true. And in the future, make sure that doesn't happen again. Refreshing. That's serious right there. And I think the judge might have misspoke on the November 1st, because this hearing wasn't on November 1st. It was on November like 18th or whatever, right? Let's see. That's all that we had. You know, right now we're waiting for the next tweet to come through. Thanks so much for the $2 super chat. Oh, Jennifer, shout out to you. Jennifer goes, me and me go way back. She was at my engagement party. Thanks so much for the $2 super chat, Jennifer. 2015, girl, what's 20 in Barcelona? Wait, I know it's 8:15. Starting my shift at work with your live. Oh, thank you so much, Leia. My name was going to be something like that. My parents had some interesting ideas for what name was going to be. Alea, but spelled like that or something like that. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Valhalla, for the $5 super chat. Would it be unheard of if the witnesses and victims signed a petition pleading for the judge to keep him in jail? No, it would not be unheard of. In fact, that would be evidence. That would be great evidence. They should have did that. That's kind of one of Mark Agnifilo's points that I can't refute. I'm like, the government has to have a lot of evidence by now. Can they file some of it? But then at the same time, they probably have filed a lot, and Mark Agnifilo just don't know really how to keep the truth from meandering into fantasy. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Let's do another refresh, see if anything's happening. Oops. Okay. Another tweet we got 49 seconds ago. Judge Subramanian says to the feds, Miss Slavitt, what's the status of Diddy's laptop? The assistant U.S. attorney says the laptop for him to review the discovery at the MDC. The idea is to preload the information he is allowed to have at the MDC on the laptop. There's a protective order. Okay, so the judge is asking about one of Mark Agnifilo's concerns. One of Mark Agnifilo's concerns is that Diddy is inadequately able to prepare for trial, which thus implicates his due process rights. And the reason is because they won't let him have a laptop. Now, a lot of y'all have said, and even some of y'all have even said you even been in there, or your family member's been in there. It's like nobody has a laptop in there. That's not a normal thing to have. And you don't have a laptop in jail. Now I'm not really here to speak on whether you do or you don't. I'm just saying that's one of the things of at issue here in this case. And so the judge is looking over to prosecutor. What's the deal with the laptop? That's the most recent tweet. Oh. Thanks so much, James Allen, for the $20 super chat. I started watching you for a year and I love your work and your true facts. Keep doing your thing. Godspeed. Thank you, James. Appreciate that $20 super chat. And shout out to you for being around for a whole year. Thank you, James. We got another James. We got another $20. Thanks so much, James, for the $20 super chat. You can't just write something on a piece of paper and expect that to be just admissible. What a circus. Amen. There it is. There it is. This poor judge. Actually, so far, the judge, I feel like, has been very fair. Nunya, welcome to members. Ariane, thanks so much for the €1.99 super sticker. Thanks so much, Lovely Hell, for the $2 super chat. Hey, love. We live here now. Good thing we're both. Yeah, we live here now. I know that's what Emily D. Baker says, right? Let's see anything new over here. They're talking about the laptop. First, they talked about the legal. I need to keep my notes. Let me get my notebook out. First, they talked about the legal on top of the notebook. And Agnifilo was basically able to just say, oops, I didn't see. But I doubt that's the last we're going to hear about it. Okay. So issue 1 the judge brought up was the legal. And then what was the second issue? The laptop. Okay. Second thing the judge wanted to know was about that laptop. Now, I feel like he's just trying to assess, all the different sides right now. Nothing's still new. Okay, 15 seconds ago, we get another tweet. The judge says, on the bail application, I don't have to deal with the Bustani case. The defense is saying there are extensive conditions proposed, including 24/7 security. What about the Fox case? The assistant U.S. attorney said there was no RICO charge in that case. Okay, so what's going on now is the judge has to deal with the precedent that is cited. So whenever you are in a court, especially federal court like this, but any court at all, you would use decisions that have been previously made in the same jurisdiction or at the Supreme Court level. Sometimes you might use one that's an outside jurisdiction, but that has similar laws or whatever. And especially when you're applying a federal statute. So the judge, there's certain questions that get raised in these cases, right? It's like, okay, Your Honor, well, according to whatever, the Bustani case where we had a mafia lord, he wasn't let out on bail because XYZ element OP or whatever, right? So he's just having to go through each one. Now, off the top of my head, I do not remember what the Fox case was, but I can, if we have too much of a time lag, I can look it up. Let's see, Fox and Bustani. But the prosecutor is saying, Your Honor, Fox is different than our case here because in our case here, Diddy was charged with RICO, which is racketeering. And not only was Diddy charged with a RICO charge, which any member of the corrupt organization could be charged with, but Diddy is charged with leading it. And so that's kind of what you would read between the lines there. The judge did say agreed. Let's see if anything else has been tweeted. Nope, that's the most recent tweet. So I am just trying to kind of walk y'all through different things going on here. Let's see. On the bail application, I don't have to deal with the Bustani. The defense is saying there are extensive conditions proposed. What about the Fox case? Okay, so he's not dealing. So he's getting rid of Bustani. And he's not dealing with the Fox case. I'm gonna be able to write a book about this one day, y'all. I'm gonna be able to teach a class. If you were in law school, would you sign up for my class? I would probably teach like pop culture law or something. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so judge says don't have to deal with Bustani. I don't know why. Okay, and then Fox, it's not a RICO. No RICO charge. And that's the same with the Abercrombie case. So I'm getting a little bit of foreshadowing that the judge is going to be able to keep him in, even though the Jeffries guy, because the Jeffries guy, if you watched my 2 videos earlier, the Abercrombie CEO, he was not charged with RICO, much less leading a RICO. Okay, 22 seconds ago, the judge says, oh, no, we have 2 new tweets here. Judge says, but I do want you to address the proposed conditions. Okay, so now the judge wants her to address the proposed conditions. This is what Diddy has proposed in his, remember his 10 years ago, it feels like, last week, whenever Diddy submitted, or 2 weeks ago when he submitted that new proposed bail package, the second one. Well, the judge is now saying, all right, feds, now I want y'all to address his new proposed conditions. including the 24/7 security, etc. He said, the assistant U.S. attorney said, there has to be some level of trust that Diddy is going to follow the instructions. Here, he will not. He cannot be trusted, Your Honor. Consider his conduct in custody after the judge's findings. He said his attorneys are enabling his breaking the rules of the prison. Consider the labeling of the pads after the fact. Even family members. The judge says, okay, fine. And this is like typical, right? The judge already has pretty much in his mind, usually coming into a case like this, what he would decide. And then there's a few things he really needs to know. And he's going through his list. So when you're preparing for mock trial and stuff in law school, they will stop you on purpose in the middle of prison. You think you have your little presentation, and they will stop you and ask you stuff. And like, what about the Fox case? And it's like, they'll be asking you about a case you never read in your life. And you're just like, it's federal court. So the judge says, fine, okay, stop. What would your response be if Diddy says, even if they don't trust me, there will be 24/7 security? And I already know what my response would be. If this is my mock trial, I'm saying security he hired, Your Honor, he's being accused of having bodyguards hold people down so that he can abuse them. So that's what I would say to that. How are you going to trust them? Who in the hell even are these security guards going to be? We need to have him in the prison, in the jail. Okay, let's see if anything else has come up. The assistant U.S. attorney said, if he can't comply in jail, she said, in a custodial setting, he will not comply if he is released. What type of security firm? They suggested a co-conspirator. Okay, mark it down. Star. She just said co-conspirator, which have we heard anybody being referred to as a co-conspirator up until this point? Because I haven't. We are breaking market for your top 7 things from the hearing moment. Okay. We are talking about co-conspirators. Hello. For the first time in this case since March, I've heard. Diddy suggested a co-conspirator, one whose phone was taken only the day before. The second suggestion was a defense investigator in this case. So somebody who's a somebody working for Diddy as an investigator in this case, Diddy suggested they be his security. He also suggested somebody be his security who's a co-conspirator. She said, okay, so then the feds say that investigator has been out contacting witnesses. Essentially, they work for him. So she's saying what I would have said. They work for him, that he's their boss, not the other way around. Essentially, they work for him. This would be the defendant buying his way out. The judge said, you've conceded that Bustani's bar does not apply here. You've cited his wealth to release him. So can't he use it? Right. Okay. So Mark Agnifilo, one of his many arguments is this Bustani case. And it's like a mafia RICO situation. Okay. In the case, they cited to the defendant's wealth over and over and over. He was very rich, this mafioso type or whatever, right? And in the government, and in P. Diddy's case, the government here, the feds have cited to his wealth over and over again. So Mark Agnifilo is saying, all right, so they let that guy out and they kept citing to his wealth over and over and, over and over. So how are you going to get out of that? Now, y'all, just be prepared. These same types of questions are coming from Mark Agnifilo. He just chose to go, ask them to the prosecutors first. I just refreshed. Okay. The assistant U.S. attorney, smart. This is a good argument. She said, but Your Honor, we're not seeking that he remain detained based on the fact that he's rich. We're seeking that he remains detained based on the fact that he's dangerous and he is a flight risk and he is a risk to the trial. These 3 other issues. We ain't even talking about how rich he is, although yeah, that would probably help him be able to be more of a flight risk, but he's a flight risk regardless of being rich because he has connections to other people. Even if we took every dollar that he has, He is a risk and he is a danger to society. He is a danger to witnesses, not only physically, but to the trial because he can influence them, is what they're arguing. The judge said, is obstruction your main argument? The assistant U.S. attorney said her main argument is, quote, danger to others. The judge said, so not risk of flight? And she said, we'll rely on that too. And remember, I told y'all there's a bunch of table legs. Flight risk is one of them. So she's saying we still got that table leg. Don't take that one from us. Nothing new. Yet I just refreshed. I do want to circle back to a tweet 2 or 3 tweets ago. Diddy was suggesting to be his bodyguards, the people he wanted to be his 24/7 security, we were just told was a co-conspirator. Not only that, the second person, the plan B backup bodyguard security, the one that would be watching him, is running around contacting witnesses on the behalf of Diddy as a defense investigator. So yeah, no, we're not going to have his employees being his bodyguards and his babysitters, Your Honor. We need to keep him in jail. He's in jail and he ain't even following the rules. Okay. So the judge says, fine, move on. Let's talk about obstruction. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the obstruction argument. This is one of the table legs. Okay. I need to make a little actual diagram and then probably be easier to understand. Now we're going to talk about obstruction. The assistant U.S. attorney, the feds, same one it looks like, says his continuing violation of rules, the judge cuts her off. Is running a PR campaign obstruction? The assistant U.S. attorney said, that's not what we have here. What we have here is Diddy's concerted effort to impact the integrity of these proceedings. Okay. So the judge is kind of buying Diddy's argument a little bit. And I found this to be a compelling argument too, if y'all watch my videos from yesterday. The judge is like, all right, well, how are you going to deal with the argument that he has a free speech right to comment on his own hearing? The assistant U.S. attorney is like, sure, that's not what's going on though. He's trying to actually obstruct with his PR campaign because he's trying to leak tapes of corn and other things. Let's see if anything else has been said. No, nothing new. Let me retweet this. Mayday. Mention of a Diddy co-conspirator from inside the courtroom. Live. Bail hearing happening now. Okay. Okay, we have another one. The assistant U.S. attorney says, I want to reach the jurors. I need only one. Okay, I think this was redacted previously. We're getting something else. Wow. He says, I want to reach the jurors. I need only one. The judge said he's not permitted to engage in any conduct to impact the jury pool. The assistant U.S. attorney said he's allowed, but his intent is obstructive. He has violated the gag order. He is the one who asked for the gag order, right? So Diddy wanted the government to not be able to say anything in the press about it, but here he is behind the scenes orchestrating a whole press campaign about it. I think that's the argument she's trying to make. People are saying, I think he gets bond today. I don't know about that, y'all. I don't think he will. But I do see how he could. But yeah, look at this. Diddy says, look at the quote. He says, I want to reach the jurors. I need only one. The judge is like, so he's not allowed to want to reach the jurors in any way? And she's like, no, not when his intent is to obstruct this proceeding. He violated the gag order he asked for. Okay. That's still the most recent thing. Get to some of these super chats. Thank you so much, Sean. Wow, 4.5 people here. I mean, now it's 5.7. I think this might be the most Maybe I had like 64 in a chat one time after like a Long Island audit collab or something. That was one time, but this is like definitely one of the highest amount of people I ever had in this chat. Shout out to you for the 199 super chat. Thanks so much, Eli, for the $5 super chat. Thank you for all your hard work. You are welcome. Let's refresh here. I don't want to miss anything. You know, I want to be real time on these live updates. Oh, no. Why am I on Gina? Who is Gina Milan? Get me off of her page. With the Trump. Oh, my God. Where are we? Let me get back to his tweets. Ooh, girl. Okay. Let me just go back to his main page. I feel like it's been too long since. No, that's still the most recent one. There's nothing new here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. He's got documents. He's got documents. Okay, 2 seconds ago, he tweeted this. The assistant U.S. attorney said the court entered the order on October 25th. Okay, so the court did their gag order October 25th, not even a month ago. And Diddy started his campaign, his PR press campaign, on October 27th. That's 2 days after the judge did a gag order, Your Honor. He started only after you gagged the government from being able to speak and all these investigators from being able to speak. And he was gagged from being able to do all of this stuff. Only then. He couldn't even comply for 2 days. Okay, so then the judge moves on to the next question. Says, what about the Jeffries case? Okay, so moving on. I think the judge got their answer. I think the judge got the answer, and I think they're gonna. So on obstruction, I think the judge is gonna side with prosecution. I think that table leg. I think that's gonna be one right there. Okay, the next thing the judge asks is something that we were prepared to hear, and this is the Jeffries Abercrombie distinction. The Jeffries guy, I made a whole video about this earlier today. There was a filing on it. But the Jeffries CEO was accused of largely some of the same stuff that Diddy was accused of, but a lot of the stuff was different. Diddy has been accused of more serious crimes, including RICO and leading the RICO, right? So the judge is like, okay, fine, whatever. What about the Jeffries case where the government agreed to release him on a $10 million bond? The assistant U.S. attorney said we did a letter, and that was the letter we read on live earlier. I mean, I'm sorry, excuse me, we weren't live. We read earlier. That was the most recent thing that was tweeted. Thank you so much, Michelle Hill, for the $4 super chat for your gavel fund. I've been wanting a gavel for a long years, but like I go and look at them and it's like, I need to be inspired by one. Welcome to members, Gwen. Paige again with a $9.99 super chat, only 862 likes, and BJ Free Love, hit the like. Exactly. Thank you for that $9.99 super chat. Nunya gave 5 memberships. If y'all want a free membership, make sure you're clicking the little box, the little gift box up there. And thank you so much for those memberships. That is so cool how you can do the membership gifts. Love you, mean it. Whistling Dixie. Thanks so much for that $9.99 super chat. Let's get in here and see if he's tweeted anything new. Still the most recent thing is this. Oh, he got something else. The prosecutor says, I think the better comparison than Jeffries, right, than the Abercrombie case, is to the 2 prior denials of bail here. Okay, so he's like, we wrote a letter. Can you just go and, okay. So then the judge is like, got it on the record. He's going to be relying on their letter. Next topic. He says, the CNN video, was it edited? Spliced, edited. And she says, he apologized. That's the point. The judge said, okay, just like I anticipated, the judge said, why did you use a spliced video? And she said, because it was public. That's what I said. I said, I could see a legitimate reason why the government used the spliced up video because it was already public. They didn't have to explain a chain of custody. They didn't have to explain where the video came from. They didn't have to do any of that. And that's why I rely on public records. You just show something public and talk about it and use it as to make your point or to try and get to the truth. And so the judge like, why'd you use the spliced up ass video? And they said, because it was a public, Your Honor. We're not going to go through all the song and dance of everything else. Now, is that going to be a good enough reason? I don't know. Maybe the judge thinks it's misleading, you know? Okay, so there was also there's cell phone footage. No, they did not. I've got to block her. I'm sorry. She's a bot. This is a Media Matters right here. Every single tweet she's saying, law firms can hire accounts. I'm not saying she was hired by a law firm, but they do hire accounts. And these accounts sometimes are not even real people. They just appear to be. Okay. So oh man, they're saying all kind of stuff that was redacted. We're finding out new stuff right now, y'all, breaking 30 seconds ago. The quote, cell phone footage was grand jury material. We didn't want Diddy to be able to retaliate against the grand jury witness. We did blur the victim's face. In 2016, Diddy bribed hotel security $100,000 to make it go away. See, I thought that it was $50,000. That's the previous number I think I saw cited. But, oh my God, what in the hell is this? I don't want to see that ad. My Lord. Okay, so now we're being told about some cell phone footage, okay? This was previously redacted behind a black box, but now because we're in open court, it's an open court hearing, the assistant U.S. attorney is letting us in on even more new information. New information we have found out is that Diddy tried to nominate a co-conspirator to be his babysitter security guards 24/7. And now new information that was previously redacted that is now public is that there is cell phone footage from a grand jury witness. And that's what Mark Agnifilo was saying. The government had that cell phone footage the whole time since August, and they didn't tell us about it until last night at 11 o'clock. And they're like, yeah, no, because Diddy isn't even safely in jail. Y'all keep trying to get him out, and he's threatening witnesses. Stupid. So that's kind of what's going on. See, look at all this Media Matters. I'm blocking all the Media Matters. I don't like it. Okay, so the judge, excuse me. Yes, this was my point as well. The assistant U.S. attorney says to the judge, a rhetorical question. Does it matter if he threw a vase or the contents of a vase? Does it matter? And that's what I said on my video yesterday. Run the tapes back. I'm a prophet. Does it matter? That's where it starts to get shaky for me. He didn't throw a vase. He threw what was inside the vase. Okay, well, that's still pretty bad. Okay. Admitted to it and apologized for it. This took place in the middle of a freak off. The U.S. has evidence a male commercial S worker was in the hotel room at that time. Ooh, was it Jonathan Oddie, girl? Was it expert witness? Oh my God, y'all. Because y'all, if you watch I went to the Jonathan Oddie hearing, the last two of them. And the most recent one, they were talking about an issue. They were dealing with an issue having to do with a certain expert. So was it this tape expert? Were they talking about, girl, oh my God, all this stuff is coming together for me. I don't know. It could be anybody. Apparently it was hundreds of these people. And yeah, again, okay, so then, there's 7 seconds ago, we got another tweet. The prosecutor said, this is devastating evidence for the trial. It shows why he cannot be released on bail. He is violent and is committed to covering up his crimes. The evidence against him continues to mount. We've learned of punching and kicking employees, partners. So, okay, I find that to be compelling. That's a strong argument from the government, in my opinion. She says, regardless the contents of the vase, the not, the this, the that, regardless of what order anything went in, Your Honor, he paid $100,000 to bribe security to get this tape. He thought it was gone forever. It was not. He says, she says, he's violent and he's committed to covering up his crimes. You got to keep him locked up. Now, Your Honor, the evidence continues to grow. We've learned about punching and kicking employees and partners. Okay, so we got to keep this man locked up. Let's see, anything new? I'm refreshing feverishly. Feverishly. Oh. No, that was the most recent. Thanks so much, Rachel, for becoming a member. Let you know, just saying. If you know, just saying. Is that what that means? Thanks so much for the $5 super chat. Had to join the channel yesterday. Yes. Welcome to memberships. Love you, mean it. Thank you so much. Grace, member for 11 months. Grateful to be a member. The job you do is incredible service to all people in this world. I wish you and your loved ones all my best. Oh, thank you so much, Grace. That is so sweet. Thank you, Erica, for the $4.99 super chat. My first ever super chat, and no one is more worthy than you. Oh, thank you so much. I've been following you since Brittany. Love you, mean it. Thank you, Erica. Let's see if anything else going on over here. Anything's been done. Anything's been updated. Yep, we got something new. Now we're going to move over to Diddy's lawyer. He stands up. I'm going to have Miss Shapiro lead us off. Okay, so it's the lady, the one that I think she represented Trump. So she steps forward and she says he was not dragging her back to the freak off. The judge said there was dragging. Okay, boom. Thank you. Because one of the things that Agnifilo said was that they were not, that she did not, he did not drag her back to the freak off. He was running down the hall to get the phone. And the judge is like, miss me with that, baby girl. There was dragging. I don't give a bleep if she was getting dragged back to a freak off or to the side of the elevator bank. The man was dragging her. Do not play in my face. I'm doing the, anger translation. Anger translation. Shapiro, the lawyer, says, I don't mean to. And then the judge cuts her off. There was kicking. There was kicking. He was kicking her. She said he apologized, so he should be let out. Look, I mean, this is what I'm reading. There was kicking, the judge said. She said he apologized. But the government is saying, yeah, that's kind of the point. He apologized. He admitted he knew that this was messed up. He admitted it. So why are y'all acting like it wasn't messed up? Oh man, this is heating up. It doesn't look like they might actually even use that expert witness they probably spent $1 million on or something. That was still the most recent. Beachcomber, thanks so much. Gifting one Surprise Witness TV membership. If you got that membership, you better tell Beachcomber thank you. Ashley, thanks so much for the $10 super chat. I would love to take your class C. Y'all would sign up for it, huh? Yanira, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I've been with you from the start. I watched you go from hundreds to thousands to hundreds to thousands. Thanks so much. I laughed with you and cried with you all the way. Definitely my #1 subscription. Oh, by the name, my name is pronounced Janira. Oh, Janira. Oh, that's a beautiful name. Janira. It's hard for me to roll them, but I can do it if I try real hard and drink some water. Let's see if anything else has happened over here. Let's do a little refresh moment. Agnifilo and Shapiro are arguing now. Okay, we have something new. The judge says, what about the 2018 text messages with Cassie about violence? Okay, now Agnifilo is coming forward. We have gathered more information about victim one even yesterday. I don't want to quote it because it's under seal and should be, but he says, Agnifilo says it was consensual. So he's going to argue that Cassie had like a kink or something, I'm sure, like that she liked it and she liked to be beaten within an inch of her life or something. Like they had a kink for it, I think is what's gonna probably end up getting argued. But they're saying we got evidence. We got evidence about Cassie. And, I don't want to say too much, but it was consensual. That's the most recent. 5.6K now 6.2. Thanks so much for that. $1.99. Sean, hit the like. Thanks so much, Louise, for that 19 DKK super sticker. Shannon, thank you. How can he be let out and have all that beep, beep, baby oil on his premises? Also weapons. See, that's one thing I had said, Shannon. I believe that is going to be one of the table legs, right? That he had him at all. And then another table leg is that the numbers were sawed off. You know what I mean? I agree with you on that one. How can he be let out with that? I agree with that. So there's many table legs, right? We holding the table up with a bunch of legs. Every single leg got to come down. If one table leg is still hanging onto the table, Diddy's got to stay in. All right, let's see if anything new has been tweeted. Man, Costco lawyer threw her under the bus hard. I don't know what that means, but I liked it. They're calling Mark Agnifilo Costco lawyer on some of the other channels across these YouTube streets. 3 seconds ago, the judge says, or it was tweeted. The judge said, I don't want to quote from them, but you know the ones I mean. Agnifilo said, we are proposing an independent security firm. There has been mutually regrettable physical conduct going both ways. There was violence by this person and by Mr. Combs, allegedly. So they're saying Cassie deserved to be chased down the hall and beat and kicked, thrown stuff at, and yelled at, and pulled and snatched up by the hair. She deserved it. She deserved it, Mark Agnifilo is arguing in court, and was asking for it because previously or at other times she perhaps retaliated to such violence. Now, should she have done so? No, absolutely not. She should not. I do not believe people should use violence on people. But if somebody's doing what Diddy was doing to her to me, I can guarantee you it would be mutually regrettable physical contact as well, baby boy. Okay, let's see if anything else has been. Yeah, no, the judge is like, what about those text messages? Oh, Chop Goddess, whoever you are, yes, ma'am. Why did he apologize to something consensual? Ting, get her in the federal circuit today. Today. Give her a Judge Submaranian's job. It's a good argument. That's the most recent tweet. I don't want to miss nothing, y'all. They have horrible responses to the abuse on Cassie. I agree with you, Emily Weeks. Thanks so much. A zippity doodah for the $5 super chat. You are the bomb diggity bomb. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for that. Jody became a member. Thank you so much. Silly Rabbit, thank you for the 149 super sticker. Ashley became a member. Thank you for that. Damon, the Nomad. Why a babysitter if not planning to be nefarious? Because they're not going to let him out. Like they're trying to like propose conditions that would minimize the potential that he has to be a risk to the safety of others, minimize the potential he has to be a risk to the trial, for example. Let's see if he said anything else new. No, there's still the most recent thing still is this one from 2 minutes ago. The judge saying, I don't want to quote them, but you know the ones I mean. The judge said, we are proposing an independent security firm. There was a mutually regrettable physical conduct going both ways with Cassie and Diddy. They tried to pay off. I know, Amal, I saw that. I made a video about it. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Asking if she's being paid to talk about Diddy. I made a video about that and I saved them a trip. I saved them a trip to Mercer County, New Jersey. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Lola, thank you for the $5. Remember the lunch ladies in 3rd grade listening to the OJ trial and the whole cafeteria had to be silent? No, because I was like 3 years old. But I do remember going to pick my dad up from jail. He had gotten a fist fight with somebody in the street. Maybe it was the red light or something. And I remember having to go with my mom to pick my dad up from jail, the local county jail. And they had the OJ Simpson trial playing in there. And another time we went to, oh, is that for me? That scared me. Thank you. I'm just talking about my dad being in jail when I was 3. And they were playing it in there, but not the cafeteria. Okay, let's see if anything else new has come out. My dad was a fighter, y'all. He used to get in fights. Y'all, what is going on in here? Matthew ain't telling us. Okay, 55 seconds. We got a new tweet. Combs lawyer Shapiro. Okay, now we're talking about the LaFontaine case he's bringing up. Okay, oh no, that's Shapiro. Okay. So Diddy's lawyers bring up a new presidential case, the LaFontaine case from 2000. The defendant in that case, this case from 2000, told somebody to lie by phone from the MCC. I guess that's the jail. In the Gotti, now they're quoting the Gotti case, y'all. In the Gotti case from 1996, the head of the Gambino crime family, the witness received a kick in the ass. The government does not have that here. Okay, so they're saying, look, in the Gotti case, the head of the crime family, okay, right. Okay, so there was a witness that actually got kicked, and they still let that man out on bail. In the Fontaine case, the LaFontaine case from 2000, the defendant told somebody to lie by phone from the MCC. So he actually told somebody to lie in that case. So they're pulling out all the stops. They're using these other mafia cases. 54 seconds ago, Diddy's lawyer Shapiro, this is the lady lawyer, we cited the Trump case, and they did. They relied on the Trump case, and I think that was her case. And that's is honestly, from a professional perspective, pretty boss. Having such a presidential case, you can cite your own case, but also, I mean, because she's representing. So she's like, we cited the Trump case. Defendants have greater rights to speak than their lawyers. An Instagram post, I don't know if I can, and the judge said his communications from the MDC. Oh, here we go. Diddy is calling racism. Now it's race. Probably he's going to cite the Jeffries case. Now it's race. Isn't that what got him into all this mess in the first place? He was suing Diageo because they was being racist, and then they let all hell break loose on him or something. Listen, y'all, I know for a fact there is racism rampant in our institutions. I certainly do see it. I'm not going to even disagree. I cannot disagree. But what I can also not do is sit here and pretend like if Diddy was white, he wouldn't also be being called a monster. He wouldn't also be being called all of this stuff. We know what we all say about Epstein. He went to jail. Weinstein, didn't he go to jail? We got freaking R. Kelly in jail. I mean, it seems, at the tippy top levels. Now, look, should this prosecuting team be charging Clive Davis, perhaps? Points can be raised. I would like to see that happen. Actually, I would like to see them investigating the David Geffens. I would like to see it. But this right here, no, I don't think it's race-based. We all saw you running down the hall and kicking Cassie and dragging her, okay? That's not what that was based on, race or what? You did that because based on race or what? Stupid. Just don't be stupid. You know what I mean? Don't. Just stop. The assistant district attorney is black. The actual head USA attorney is black. Please. Now, another good point is some of y'all were making. They shouldn't have let the Abercrombie man out either. Good point. They probably shouldn't have. I actually agree with y'all on that one. Okay, let's see. Please. Okay, we got 15 seconds. Thank you, YouTuber BJ Investigates. Oh my God, please, love you. We need you in the I'm making friends in the comments. Okay, we have another tweet 15 seconds ago. Shapiro, this is covered by the First Amendment. Messages they point to are not instructions to lie. There is a barrage of negative media coverage. He has the right to respond to that. The judge says, why not through his lawyers? Then Shapiro said, we're happy to do that. So the judge is like, I don't know if Diddy needs to be tweeting out everything that is response to everything. Why can't his lawyers make a statement on his behalf? I don't know if I agree with the judge fully on that, but if Diddy agrees to that, then I think that's fine. I think the bigger issue is if Diddy's in jail, he doesn't have a phone, or he's not beep. Let me rephrase because he probably has a phone. If Diddy's in jail, he's not supposed to have a cell phone, right? I mean, I don't know. I haven't been to jail recently, but I haven't been to jail. But he's not supposed to have a cell phone. So the judge is probably saying, like, would that be remedied by if y'all could say stuff on his behalf of his lawyers? I think the judge is going to keep him in just based on this line of questioning. Let's see if anything new has been tweeted. No. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and give him his flowers, because we could not do this without Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, live tweeting from the courthouse. And this is not his only hearing today, y'all. He does this all day. I'm seeing if there's anything new here. Nothing new. That was the most recent. Harley 62. Thanks so much for the $13.99 Canadian super sticker. I appreciate that. Wow, Sarah, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Longtime fan, literally living in your dead sky. Yes, thank you. Is it Jonathan Adi? That's what I'm wondering, Sarah. Now that is the question. That is what I'm wondering. I mean, I don't know. I'm just reading it like y'all are. I'm reading up tweets. Let's see. Go back to see if anything's been updated here. This is crazy. It's like 32 seconds ago, we got a new one. Shapiro said, but we're lawyers. That's not really what we do. Some of these recordings show that he's telling people, just tell the truth. Talk with my lawyer. The judge said, victim 3. This is a longtime cameraman. Victim 3 is somebody who was a cameraman for Diddy for a long time. Judge said, victim 3, you're saying the communications are fine? Because, see, victim 3 is somebody that the government is alleging has tapes of Cassie that Diddy was instructing this person to leak. And Diddy's like, no, that was just a music video or whatever. But then we got a Busby lawsuit that said somebody got asked to come to a music video and play a cop, and he got DRUGGED, and he lost 2 of his molars, got cracked. He had to get dentures or something, and he had to get his anus lasered back together after responding to a music video photo shoot. So I don't really know if what they have on camera of Cassie is a music video, a photo shoot, a what, but Diddy and this victim 3 person were apparently collaborating to try and release or leak that video. I mean, I'm reading between the lines from what's redacted. And the judge is like, hold on, you're saying the communications are fine with that person? And the lawyer said, yeah, same with Cassie. And I think number 2 is Young Miami, but I'm not going to go out and say that for sure, but I do think it probably is. Let's see if anything new has been tweeted here. Yeah, she's like, look, yeah, sure. We're happy to make a statement on Diddy's behalf, but that's not our job, really. That's not really like we're not media PR strategists, which I do believe that they are probably actually media #media matters. Nothing new still. Y'all are so funny tweeting under their stuff I'm saying. That's the most recent one, so we'll wait for another one. Maggie's May Mumbles, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. From one pink loving knowledge seeking woman to another. Yes, thank you for all you do. You have encouraged me more than you know. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Love you, mean it. Thank you so much for that $4.99 super chat. Allison, welcome to the memberships. We got Luna Musk. Thanks so much for the $10 super sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you, M3, for the $2 blessed is she that believed. Oh, I love that. Oh, yeah, I love that, Luke. You always send that one. Thank you so much for that, M3, and for the $2 super chat. Singing slowly with a smile. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Your lives are like coffee with a friend on my couch. Oh, thank you. Amy Rose, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that. Veneru, I don't know how to say that. I don't know about that. Thank you for the $10 super chat, though. Okay, let's see if there's any new tweets. Okay, boom. Whoo, what about the communications that are missing? The judge said, indicating he had deleted stuff. Witness 1. Okay, so now here's Agnifilo. He says, Witness 1 reached out to Diddy's lawyer and asked us for a lawyer. We didn't do anything along those lines because it was an odd request. I don't know the factual answer. And then the judge says, how do you know no? I don't know what this means. The judge said, what about the missing? Because remember, there was like missing text messages from Diddy's devices, but then they were able to ascertain that those text messages existed on other elsewhere devices. Agnifalo's like, this witness reached out to Diddy, to us, and asked us for a lawyer. We didn't do anything along those lines because it was an odd request. I don't know the factual answer. So Agnifalo's like, I cannot tell you what I don't know. I don't know what happened to those communications. And then the judge is like, how do you know? But I'm kind of having a hard time reading between the lines on that one. 3 seconds ago. Ooh, the judge is mad. Judge said, how do you not know? Okay, here comes the other lawyer. There was a message. Here's another lawyer. He says for Diddy, there was a message from Diddy to witness 1. I would like to give it to you under seal. AUSA, so Assistant U.S. Attorney Foster may know it does not give rise to the level of obstruction. I do not have the actual message. Okay, it's hard to really decipher what's going on here, but it does pertain to those missing text messages. There was text messages that have become deleted. They have gone missing from Diddy's phone. The judge and Agnifalo is like, I don't know how that happened. And the judge goes, how do you not know? Probably because perhaps, well, I'll say it this way. The woman who is accused of sending cash payments to S workers in the Little Rod lawsuit, they accused this woman of sending the cash payments to the S workers, including Daphne Joy. Well, the woman who they accuse of doing that works at TriStar Sports and Entertainment. Her name's Robin Greenhill. And Robin Greenhill was actually accused in the Britney Spears conservatorship because they handled her whole conservatorship and all the money involved. She was accused of mirroring Britney Spears's iCloud account on her own. Like she would have an iPad that literally mirrored Britney's iCloud. And so I'm wondering, is somebody logging in and deleting stuff? The lawyer's going, I don't know how it was deleted. The judge goes, how did you not know? Something's going on here, y'all. Let's see if anything new has been tweeted here. Oh. Get me to the bottom of the thread. I'm trying, y'all. Okay. 4 minutes, 2 minutes. I'll give it to you under seal. AUSA Foster may know. Okay, let me just go to the main page and see what the most recent thing he tweeted was this. How did you not know? Then this other, 5 seconds ago, we get another update. This is one of Diddy's other attorneys. He has at least 4 there. It's Ricci, Garagos, Agnifalo, and Shapiro. So here's Garagos. My client obeys me, this lawyer said about Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs. Yeah, freaking right. Your client obeys you. Oh, yeah. I wonder how Diddy felt even hearing that sentence. Whoo, my client obeys me in the court and he's wearing the jail suit. Oh, my God, how humiliating. For example, on victim 3, the lawyer says, he stopped using Call Me ASAP and other phone lines. The messages with witness 1 were pre-arrest. I don't know what that's about. He obeys us. He came to New York in the Bureau of Prisons. When I tell him not to do something, he doesn't. So I don't know, y'all. I mean, this is giving lawyer daddy. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's see if anything new. No, nothing new. Some of these little super chatsies. Let me start from the bottom. Jane G, thanks so much for that $9.99 super chat. Skims ad just played for me. You're officially getting paid to talk about the sketchy dealings of her mom and business manager Kim herself. Thank you, Kim Kardashian. Thank you. Thank you. I should be getting paid to expose your family. That is great. Thank you for the $49.99. Wow, that is irony. That is irony right there. Thanks so much for the $4.99. 49. The $49.99 super chat. New life plan. And that is very funny. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Black Box Security would love a new Lou client. Period. Watch it be them. Watch it be Black Box. Let's see if he said anything new. else. New else. Uh-oh. My client obeys me like the dog he is. Like, oh man. 5 seconds ago, Diddy's lawyer says, and this one is hold on, excuse me. Let me just get to. Now we got a different lawyer talk. So that was Garagos. My client obeys me. And now we got Shapiro. This is the lady. I think she represented Trump. She says, I submit that the charges in the Jeffries Abercrombie case are worse than Diddy's. They allege an international ST business. They are and forced to engage in bleep, bleep. Okay, so I don't remember. I couldn't speak to this, but y'all can read on the screen what they're trying to say is different. Like, so we don't really even finish the other thought. It doesn't look like he's like, Diddy obeys me, Your Honor. And then she stands up and she's like, please, he didn't put it in anybody's butt, beep, or whatever. Like, that's basically what's going on. Oh man, y'all, this is bad. Woo. So they saying he's not even as bad as the Abercrombie man. The Abercrombie man is worse. That's what they're trying to say out here in the court right now. It's very strange. Okay, I am having glitches. Let me just get back to the main homepage. Okay, nothing new. Thank you, Gen X. Jen became a member. Sean, again, thank you so much. Mutual regrettable physical touch. I'm saying that stuff is dysfunctional. Nobody should be putting hands and stuff, but thank you for that $1.99 super chat. Jada, thank you for the $4.99. By the way, he actually apologized to the public for us having to see the vid. That's period. That's right. And that vid he posted, not actually to Cassie. Rewatch his apology if y'all must. No, it's true. It's true. He's sorry we had to see it. He's sorry he let his family, capital F business, get out of the house. Because what happens in the house is supposed to stay in the house. And it did not. So he's sorry to us for that. Thank you for that $4.99 super chat and for that insight. Thank you, Mary, for the $4.99 super chat sticker. Loud music. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to memberships. Queen T and King C. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Atwood had Guy on. Had a creep visit video. That had a creep. Oh, I saw that. I want to watch that. Let's see if anything new has been tweeted. Okay, can you refresh? Okay, let's do this. Yeah, oh my God. Some of y'all's comments are funny. Abercrombie man had so much less victims and murders. Stop the whataboutism. I'm with you, Chris. Where's Chris from? Go Tigers. Let's see. That's the most recent still, is her trying to argue that Diddy is somehow not as bad even as the Jeffries guy, and they let him walk free. Mel, welcome to memberships. Grandma Hawaii, welcome to memberships. Isabel, thank you for the $2 super chat. Didn't def name suggested Setco at first bail? Didn't defendant name suggested? Didn't he name the suggested security company at the first bail hearing? Isabel, that is a great question. I need to write that down and see if I can find the name, because there you go. I mean, if somebody can find the name and put it in here, then we put together one of the co-conspirators. Co-conspirator name. First bail hearing. Let's see if he's tweeted anything else. Nope. That's still the most newest thing. Let's see. New Life Plan, thank you for the $20 super chat. Conspiracy theory, his gross party friends are still funding him by renting the jet to pay for representation, probably through the trustee on the plane. And the trustee on the plane is none other than Lou Taylor. Yeah. All roads lead to Lou Taylor. Thanks so much for the $20 super chat and for the C theory. Jade Explores, thank you for the $10 super chat. Any info on Uncle Ron's connection to PD. Please look into him. He recently supposedly I don't know who's Uncle Ron. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Was crazy to find out his island is so close to the shipping yard, right? Across the bay, wasn't it? Thank you, Frankie, for becoming a member. Welcome to memberships. Queen T and King C. Thanks, BJ, for updating us. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Let me refresh. Hey, something must be going on in here. He ain't tweeting. It's 5 minutes ago is the most recent update we got from him. Sarah, thank you for the $5 super chat. And you are very welcome. Clifford, thank you for the $1.99 super sticker / chat. Jane G. Cat Lady, thank you for that $9.99 super chat from one old lady from LSU. You are so amazing. I'm proud you are out here fighting. Oh, thank you. You gotta represent my people. Thank you, Maggie May, for becoming a member. Chasing 3 from one Poitras Bayou, girl. Stop it immediately, please. You're from Poitras Bayou. You don't get closer to the dot on the map than that, baby. That is like we neighbors. Oh my God. You have to email me. Who are you? Are you Daphne? Who is this? Poitras Bayou girl to another. Thanks so much for the $4.99 super chat. Paige, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I don't think she represented Trump. Okay. Must have been somebody else. She did cite to his case though, but she didn't represent him. Let's see. Anything new? Y'all, there's nothing new coming. Did his phone die? I'm concerned. Thank you for becoming a member, Ada. Will Diddy get bail is the question. That is the question. Maggie, thank you so much for the $49.99 super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Susan for the $1.99 super sticker. Thank you. Everybody supporting the stream, supporting the channel. Really appreciate that. Thank y'all. Thank you so much. Let's see, y'all. I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for an update from Matthew. God, the most recent update we got 7 minutes ago. I'm on the edge of my seat. Oh my God. They're the same charges. What is he talking about? Yeah, yep. There you go, T. He's not charged with RICO. Sounds like a description of all Diddy's lawsuits. And Emily is right. Emily is saying right here, it sounds like a description of all Diddy's lawsuits. But here's the issue. Here is what Mark Agnifilo is also arguing. He's saying it's actually not the case that, hold on, what's she saying? Mark Agnifilo is arguing, okay, fine. Maybe that's what they're saying in the lawsuits, but why isn't the government given any evidence for this? Where is the government's evidence to prove this stuff if it happened? Where is the witness testimony? Where is the declaration? And I do agree, there must be somebody who can give a little bit of evidence, right? Now, that being said, oh my God, somebody said he had less victims than murders. I don't think he's being charged with murder, y'all. I think we need to keep the charges in our mind, what's actually going on here. Okay. Oh, he was updating his other story, y'all. Update: Intercity Press is informed by participant, not on prosecution side, that the bribery defendant just found guilty by the jury. More on the story later. Okay, so that must have been what it was taking 7 minutes to do. Okay, so we do have a new tweet on the Diddy one. Let me just get to the bottom here. He did update it. Okay, so Shapiro, excuse me. Shapiro, this is Diddy's lawyer. Diddy's lawyer is saying, while in Jeffrey's case, one defendant is 80, the other is 71, Diddy's 55. I hate to say it, but that's not young. That's not that young. The judge says the U.S. suggests he won't follow conditions. Diddy's lawyer said the conditions are more restrictive than the prison. It's true. The conditions as defined are more restrictive than the prison. However, that is under the assumption Diddy's going to follow them. And Diddy hasn't even followed the conditions of the prison. So how is he going to follow something more restrictive when he can't even follow the prison conditions? Sorry, excuse me, jail. But even look, even his own lawyer is calling it a prison. Okay, 22 seconds ago. Oh no, Mr. Agnifilo, where is the home he would be in? Y'all, he's asking questions. I don't want to give the address, One Star Island. It's on Star Island. There's a causeway. There is a dock. but there would be no boat. So nobody could pull up on a boat and he could jump on and get on one of them shipping containers and be out of here. The judge said that is not going to work. Where in New York? Agnifilo said, give me a moment. Y'all, the judge is thinking about it here. This is scary. I'm scared. Because if Diddy's out on bail and in New York, I need to get y'all need to send me your application to be security guard. Just kidding. I ain't scared of no freaking clowns. So the judge is saying, no, we're not putting him at the house with the port across the waterway, buddy. Try again. So Agnifilo's like, give me a minute. Scramble. They're scrambling to find a house. Look, Miss Britt, girl, yes. She said, wait, are they considering it? Yikes. Scrambling. Oh, that sounds great. Send him back to his homes that have tunnels underneath. Oh my God, please, Nikki, you're funny. No. Let me tweet this. Judge says absolutely not to letting Diddy go back to Star Island Mansion, which has a dock and a port. Oh, it's heating up, y'all. I don't think the judge is gonna let him out. I really don't, but he might. 41 seconds ago, we get another tweet. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Okay. There's an apartment. Okay, so here comes Agnifilo. Well, there's also an apartment on the Upper East Side. We have one available, 3 bedrooms. The judge says, where's the 24/7 security going to be? Agnifilo, would you like to speak to him or me? It's Patriot Security. They merged with Crisis 24. Okay, I need everybody do your, tell me everything you know about Patriot Security and Crisis 24, because I'm wondering, are they related to TriStar Sports and Entertainment, aka Black Box Security? So, apartment on the Upper East Side, one available. It has 3 bedrooms. Who is we? We have one available. Who's the we? I'm curious who's we. They are looking like the judge looking like he's thinking about letting Diddy out. Oh my God. Diddy's heart is pounding. The man's heart never pounded so hard in its life. It never did. My heart a little bit pounding. I didn't expect him to be asking these types of questions. Okay. 23 seconds ago, Agnifilo said there would be 2 security guards in the apartment and 1 downstairs. So a total of 3. No access to phones or the internet except for calls with lawyers arranged by the security personnel. This is more restrictive than the MDC, but it's not, y'all. The freaking security guards are his investigators. Maybe not these particular, but we've already seen it twice. 2 other security firms that he proposed to be watching him were actually still out here talking to witnesses, one of them. And one of them was like an investigator on the defense case. So I just don't trust it. If he was going to follow these rules, maybe, but I don't feel like he's going to. And it's not more restrictive than the MDC. I can guarantee you that, because he's going to be able to eat whatever he wants, whenever he wants. He's going to be able to have his laptop. He's going to be able to have the stuff he wants, and they're going to just put it in there with him. I know they are. That's the most recent tweet. The one about there would be two there. Two in the apartment with him, so he can just tell his security guard, hey, go contact Cassie real quick for me, and then they can go do it. So that's just, if I'm this judge, I'm not letting him out. Sorry. No, I'm just not. It says, Mr. Combs, they're saying, Diddy, Mark Agnifilo is saying, Mr. Combs, that's Diddy, would avoid all contact with anyone who may be a witness. I think he has a right to do that, but I want to make it as easy for the court as possible. We're going to investigate thoroughly before the May 5th trial, and he has a right to assist. Oh man, y'all, they might let him out. They might let him out. Mr. Combs would avoid all contact with anyone who may be a witness. So he's been contacting people and being in contact with people who may be witnesses. And this is impossible. How is he going to avoid all contact with, for example, Lou Taylor? It just doesn't seem possible. Let's see if anything else new. And look, Mark Agnifilo is saying Diddy has the right to talk to these people. And we're going to give up, he's going to give up his right. Bella, thank you for the $5 super chat. Miss Shell and Carla sitting here watching this feeble attempt. Thanks so much for the $5 super chat. Oh my gosh, dolce far niente. Don't know what that means, but wait, it's like a sweet night, sweet for the night or something. Thank you for the $99.99 super chat. Wow, let's like keep this channel afloat. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you, Clifford, for the $1.99 super chat. Kel on Earth, thank you for the $2 super chat. Lake Charles in the house. Yes, go Tigers. My dad worked in Lake Charles, Slidell after Katrina. Thank you so much, Cindy, for the $5 super chat. I'm drinking a Coca-Cola too. Y'all, you know, this one, they say this is the one that's got the real sugar, Hecho y Mexico. I said it like that on purpose. How do you say that? Hecho en Mexico. Let's see. Hecho en Mexico. Let's see if anything new has happened here. Not sponsored by Coke. No, the most recent tweet is 2 minutes ago. But they say this one is supposed to be, oh, isn't his infant's mother a cybersecurity expert? Is that true? Is that true? I don't know. I hope not. Ken, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Prayers for you and your protection against all ops. Amen. Amen. Aho. There it is. Thank you for that $4.99 super chat. Luis, thank you for the 17 DKK. Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you, KP in Arizona, for the $1.99 super chat. And thank you, KC, for the $1.99 super sticker. Shady Lady Dyes Yarn. Oh, that's so cool. I've been crocheting a blanket. Thank you for the $1 super chat, Canadian. Thank you, Hibiscus Rose, for the $4.99 super sticker. And thank you, Claire, for the $1.99 pound super sticker. I really appreciate all of these super chats, super stickers. I'm going to refresh and see if we... Okay, 1 minute ago, we have the judge. The judge is saying, the government is saying that Diddy would be paying these people. It comes down to trust. Agnifilo said it's a different relationship. These are professionals that are only going to be in his life for 8 months. It's a high profile case. Well, why didn't y'all lead with that, Mark? Y'all couldn't have led with that. The first people that they offered up were co-conspirators, and now all of a sudden we have a professional. No, it just shows that they were no, sorry. If they offered this at first, that would be a different story in my opinion, but I'm not the judge. I mean, I'm just commenting, you know, right here, sitting right here. Thank you, Nikki. Said kind of like the security guards that are now speaking out after decades of witnessing his filth. Not happening. If this judge thinks any person in Sean Combs' life can't be bothered, he is mistaken. I don't know what that means. Just like the last bodyguards, period, Jake. No trust. That's it. They already don't. I can't trust them. I can't trust them. Sorry. Let's see. Okay, 22 seconds ago, Agnifilo we get a tweet from Agnifilo saying, oh, shoot. Sorry. We got some glitches. Come on. He's been in jail 66 days without a laptop, Agnifilo says. He only got one. A few hours ago. What is unique here is to have waited 9 weeks to get a laptop into the MDC. The judge said the solution is for you to come to me. We can call these hearings, which get things done. Right. Okay. So now the judge seems to be pushing back the other way. He might not, you know, he may have just been exploring all the options just to see, okay, well, what would it actually look like? What would it actually look like for Diddy to be let out? And I'm the judge. He's going to be in an apartment. There's going to be 2 people inside there. I don't know who these people are. It's easier to, I mean, you can't even really trust truly the people inside the jail. I mean, I hope you can, right? But you know, a certain inmate a certain guard or two could be sympathetic to Diddy or whatever. Now imagine it's inside his house. He's paying them their paycheck. He can fire. I just don't know. I don't see it. Because it's like a firm. It's not like, okay, these are the 3 people. It's like just a firm. They could just swap anybody. What's to stop Robin Greenhill from being a security guard at that firm? What's to stop? "13 seconds ago, we get another tweet. Where is it? Did he delete it? Hold on. Gotta find the tweet. Gotta track it down. Oh my God. Now we're going to people's pages all over the place. Okay, hold on. Did he delete it? He must have deleted that tweet. Hold on. Trying to get to the most recent one. Okay. Agnivolo said, I have a whole presentation ready about the tape. But if you've got enough, I can save everyone 15 minutes. He had said that it could be up to 40 minutes. So now he's a little bit bluffing. The judge said, I've reviewed it. Who's here from pretrial services? The pretrial services people stand up and said, okay, so the pretrial services, the people that kind of like are in charge of bail situation, like they would be putting on the ankle monitor. They would be doing the drug tests. They would be processing the samples, etc. They standing up and they said, no, it's insufficient. It's not sufficient. It's not sufficient. We need him in jail locked up. That's what pretrial is saying. So government and pretrial are both saying that. Services, pretrial services. It looks like Agnifilo is defeated. It looks like he don't even want to try and do the tape thing. The judge said, I looked at the tape. I don't need the expert. Oh, the judge ain't even gonna listen to this expert because it don't matter. It's probably the violence and the fact that you can't trust Diddy. I bet you that's what the judge is gonna say. I'm refreshing. "23 seconds ago, the judge says, have there been other cases with private guards? Pretrial said, not that I'm aware. Then Inner City Press Matthew says, note, there was in a UN corruption case. He's smart. He's tracking all these cases all at once. Okay, so there's some stuff going on with the UN corruption case, which I do believe the UN is probably corrupt. But let's stick to the Diddy docket. The judge asks pretrial if they're aware of any other cases that have ever had these private guards like this private security guard situation going on. And the pretrial services, the ones that would be responsible for kind of administering the bail and all of that. They're like, no, we never heard of that. No. Fake. Never heard of that. Never happened. Never did happen once. Maybe it did, but they're saying they never heard of it. I'm just like feverishly refreshing. I'm saying I've maintained this whole time I don't think he's getting out, but it was a little bit dicey for a second. Nothing new. The state and its pretrial services are not an unbiased party. Will the judge be unbiased? Oh, look at this. Media Matters. Nope. I don't like Media Matters. Go away. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. I just don't want all this propaganda. Yeah, show the tape. So Baked by K said, show the fucking tape, Agnifilo. She's mad. You got to tell Diddy no. Oh, I guess he's going to be denied. Let's see. No. No, she's just wishful thinking over there. Let's get some of these super chats. We're still waiting. The most recent tweet we have is from 2 minutes ago. The judge was asking if there have been other cases with private guards, and the pretrial services team is saying no. Thanks so much, Nunya, for the $4.99 super chat. Yes, he allegedly married his tech gal to aid avoid her having to testify against him. No way. He married her? Diddy's married? No way. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Starfish, thank you for the $5 super sticker. And this, my mom, Amber TSW, thank you for the $5, y'all. If you got one of the extra special family lineage gifted memberships. No, I don't want to unfollow. Let's see. You better say thank you. Let me refresh. 26 seconds ago, we get another tweet. The government, the, assistant U.S. attorney, she says, consider witness 1, Your Honor, a participant in multiple freak offs. Defendant, that's Diddy, continued to contact this witness after he had a lawyer. The Instagram post was planned for a week using Contact Me ASAP and other inmates' codes. So witness 1, I believe, is witness 1 is a male, right? Chrissy G, heart. Is witness 1? I have a list. Let me pull up my spreadsheet. I can tell y'all. So right now they're talking about a freak off participant, witness 1, who Diddy was talking to after knowing that person was retained by counsel, which I think is okay. I actually do think he does have a right to do that. I'm not sure I'll say it this way. I'm not sure it's the government's strongest argument. So that's still the most recent one. Consider the witness 1. Let me pull up my little Excel sheet here that I got. Parties. Witness 1 is a grand jury witness. Diddy ignored. Oh, this is the one that it's a man. Diddy ignored this person's communications from January 2022 all the way, from the end of 2022 all the way through January 2024 of this year. Diddy picked up communications with witness 1 after he was subpoenaed to the grand jury in June. So after he was subpoenaed to the grand jury in June, Diddy picked up communications with him, but Diddy had not been in contact with him for a long time, like over a year. This is the witness where Diddy's text messages are deleted from the phone. This witness 1, he was appointed counsel the day after he was subpoenaed to the grand jury. So this is another co-conspirator, right? I think, because if he was appointed counsel, that must mean he needed a lawyer because the government was looking into him. Okay. So this is, I can speculate, a co-conspirator. And Diddy also apparently called this person's wife. This is a person who was a participant in multiple FOs, according to the government. Okay. This person is, witness 1, there's text messages deleted between them. They're missing. The lawyer don't know why. And the judge is like, how do you not know? Oh, Lord, now we're going to deal with this again. Sometimes this happens in the middle of the stream where Matthew Russell Lee's Twitter just goes down. That's okay. It happened before. It'll come back up. Thank you, Shawnita, for the $4.99 super chat. I know Diddy is thinking about how many witnesses he can get rid of before this trial. I hope not. I hope not. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Shara, thank you for the $10 super chat. I love your spirit and audacity, sis. Praying fiercely for your protection. Thank you. I need it. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eric Brown, for the $20 super chat. I am sure security making $15 an hour can't be bought. Seriously. There it is, Eric. Please. It's a little bit silly, right? To even. Okay, let's see. Here we go. We got another tweet. The government. Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs family member said, the lawyers say not to do it. And the defendant responds, I don't care. It's my birthday. Oh, my Lord, y'all. Breaking news. We got something else that used to be redacted and now it's out in the public. Diddy's family member, I'm assuming it was one of his sons, said the lawyer said not to do this, not to post the birthday post. And Diddy said, I don't care. It's my birthday. The judge said, Diddy's lawyer said sharing codes is common and the conduct is covered by the First Amendment. The assistant U.S. attorney said, but the prison handbook prohibits this. But you still have a First Amendment. She didn't really address the First Amendment argument with that statement, I don't believe. Oh, I wanted to show y'all I got so caught up with my oh, what's going on with this? Oh wow. I'm just checking some things real quick on my personal DM front. Okay, let's see. So look, Diddy, we're being told right here that one of Diddy's family members said, the lawyers say don't do it. And Diddy said, I don't care. It's my birthday. I don't care. It's my birthday. And so do they obey the lawyers? Because just 5 minutes ago, we're talking about how he is so obedient. He obeys like a little doggy dog, like a little puppy dog. He's just obeying the lawyers. No, he ain't. It's my birthday. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh, because I refreshed onto home. Okay. 20 seconds ago. Oh, he is all over everything. We're talking U.S. announces Hector Colon was convicted today for taking thousands of dollars from contractors. Okay, this is different updates over here. Let's get back to over here. One on the Diddy ones. Nothing new here. Thanks so much. Are you serious for the $1.99 super chat? How many table legs left? I would need to go back and check. Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully Beard Lawyer can join me. He was supposed to come on earlier, but maybe he wasn't able to. Thank you for the $1 super chat, Amanda. Randomly Tiffany, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Girl, you have inspired me to go back to school. I'm a law nerd and I miss my calling. If you ever need an intern. Yes, indeed. Thank you, randomly Tiffany, for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Zyra, for the $19.99 super sticker. I really appreciate that. And wow, Juniper Berry, thank you for the $49.99 super sticker. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Thank y'all. Okay, let's see if we got anything else going on over here. Situation. No, but he seems to maybe be checking on some other stuff. So, I guess I can show y'all my merch. Let me pull up the picture. Let me pull it up. Oh, I don't want that to say that like that though. Hold on. I want it to not say that. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, well that took forever. Let's go refresh the Twitter real quick. I don't want to miss anything because I think it's about to happen any moment. 48 seconds ago. Okay, so 48 seconds ago, the assistant U.S. attorney said Diddy has used at least 8 inmates' codes. He bought them. Judge said, they say contact me ASAP operates through True Links. Trust Fund Limited Inmate Computers. Trust Fund Limited Inmate Computer System. AUSA. So the assistant U.S. attorney said it's not permitted. In the Jeffries case, one is detained. The judge said a foreign national. Like, don't get crazy, please. That other one isn't a U.S. citizen. He's obviously a much greater flight risk than Diddy. The judge is really getting down to each and every issue. And I appreciate that. He's really getting into each and every exact everything. So because he probably knows it's getting appealed no matter what. And he wants it to look like he was really diligent and all of his ducks were in a row. I think. I mean, that's what I think. I think the judge, because no matter what, think about it, right? If the judge lets Diddy out on bail, the government's going to appeal. If they don't let him out on bail, Diddy's already got something pending appeal right now. Nothing new over here. Okay, let me show y'all a little sneak peek. Let me just make sure this is going to be, hold on, I want to. Okay, so the government, the assistant U.S. attorney says This case, this Diddy case, it's actually more similar to the cases where detention was ordered. R. Kelly, Keith Rainier, Larry Ray, and of course, our boy Matthew, he is prolific, has a whole book on Larry Ray. This is cool. He's cool. So he's saying, no, this is more like R. Kelly than Jeffries. This is more like Keith Rainier than Jeffries. Yeah. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Let me show y'all real quick. Let me just show y'all real quick what you have to look forward to. It's just going to be a quick sneak. It's going to be a quick sneak peek. It will be limited edition. It will be limited edition. Did y'all see it? Did y'all see it? You didn't see it. You might have to rewind. Did y'all see it? Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Let's see. Ooh, what's this judge gonna do? Let me do a poll. Let me do a poll. I want to do if y'all think he's getting out. Based on what we've heard so far, I want to know, do y'all think he's getting out? Do y'all think the judge is gonna let him out? Oh man, okay. I want to do a poll. I want to see what y'all are gonna say. Oh my god, it's so meta. It's me on me on me. Okay. Poll. Start a poll. Okay. Will the judge let Diddy out today? I want y'all to answer it. Okay. I just started doing polls. Okay. The poll has started. Please go answer. Will the judge let Diddy out today? Go answer. Go answer. This is what it looks like outside the courthouse. A dreary day in New York City. Okay. Let's refresh here. See if anything new has happened. Play Locked Up by Akon. Where's my lawyer? 4 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago. No, the most recent one was the assistant U.S. attorney is arguing that actually this is nothing like Jeffries and Abercrombie. This is much more like R. Kelly, Keith Rainier, and Larry Ray. And he has a Larry Ray book called The Weasels of Wall Street. Zhao Lo, Ukraine, and the UN as Larry Ray. And y'all know Zhao Lo is the one that Britney Spears jumped out of his cake, his 30th birthday party cake. Britney Spears jumped out of it and she was in the conservatorship. She was not legally able. Whoo, you know what else? Oh, this is a web. Oh, Zhao Lo also, his MC1 Capital or whatever the name of his fund was, he funded the Wolf of Wall Street movie, which is Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is infamously Diddy's favorite party invitee. So it's just webbing all over the place. 44 seconds ago, the judge says, I suggest both parties put in letters by Monday at noon about what type of communications Diddy may engage in. Monday at noon, I see people from the second row standing up. Diddy's lawyer said we had to email for a week to get him a file folder. They're scrambling. Okay, so the judge is saying both parties. So today's Friday. The judge is saying by noon on Monday, I suggest both parties put in letters about what type of communications Diddy may engage in. Monday at noon. And then the judge is like, I see people from the second row standing up. I don't know if that means that's Diddy's lawyers. Then Tony Rico stands up. This is Diddy's lawyer and said, we had to email for a week to get Diddy a file folder. God's son said he's getting bond for sure. Oh my God, y'all, there is seriously so much Media Matters going on. I cannot handle it. This one might be one too. Nothing new has been tweeted. Let me see what y'all are saying on the poll so far. Did y'all vote? Go vote on the poll. Go vote on the poll. I want to see if y'all think he's getting out, because they got the Media Matters out here acting crazy. And so I want to know what the people actually think. What do the people think? I need to know. Where is my poll? Where is she? Y'all, I've been watching. Here I am. Let me see. Y'all are saying no. 80, but 12% of y'all are saying yes. 88% no. Interesting. Let's go back to the tweets. Anything new? Nope. What is the judge saying? Okay, 1 minute ago. The judge said the adult children are willing to obey. He's not a lawless person. We spend hours at the MDC. Diddy was writing down what I said. He's not out of control. The Department of Justice is responsible for the MDC. Those calls from me all the time and I hang up. What? Tony Rico needs to try doing it in English next time. What is he talking about? His adult children are willing to obey, but they didn't obey. When Diddy told them to violate what the lawyers said, the children did it. They just said in the hearing, one of the kids or one of the family members said, the lawyer said not to post that. And Diddy said, I don't care. It's my birthday. And then they posted it. So they are not willing to obey. They are going to obey Diddy. I think everybody is aware of that. I can't stand somebody lying. That's the thing. I'll give them credit where it's deserved, but He said he has access to cell phones in the MDC, but not under our condition. He fights, he kicks, he makes phone calls. This can be addressed. Thank you. The judge said, we're going to get a decision out promptly next week. The judge is not going to decide this today. Whoa. That is crazy. The judge said, we're going to get a decision out promptly next week. The judge is not making the decision on bail today. You know what it probably is? He needs to come watch my video. He probably has been watching my video. No, I'm just kidding. He's actually not allowed to do that. He's not supposed to do that. And I don't think he's watching my videos. I'm just kidding. It was a joke. I'm kidding. But he's not making the decision today. It's going to be promptly next week. 18 seconds ago. Letters Monday. Adjourned. More soon. If like and can support. Yes, if y'all liked it and can support, if one of the mods, please can go and get some of these links from Inner City Press's thing that he just put up. If some of y'all, please put his PayPal in the chat, put his Venmo, put his Amazon books, all that would be really great. We could not have these videos without these live tweets from inside the courtroom. We could not have the videos. Okay. So thank you very much. Moomer, thanks so much for the €6 super chat. Watching live from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, despite the time difference. Oh yes, Amsterdam. Yes, I've been addicted to your channel since I found them. Thank you. We trying to get it shipped over there. I think it should be able to this next batch. And thank you so much for the for that super chat. And we got Clifford. Thank you for the €1.99 super chat. Thank you, Nikki, for the €2.49 super chat. Thank you, Sean. Oh, I'm buying it. I know you are. Thank you, Chris, for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Montine McCord, for the $2 super chat. Thank you to 91 Mil, been a member for a month. Thanks for all the webs you take us through. Love the way your brain connects the pieces. Glad to be part of the Queen's Court. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. Member for a month. Yeah, y'all, the judge is not deciding it today. It wasn't decided today. Yep. Let's see what else. Usually Matthew Russell Lee puts up a little, let's go take our rounds. Let's go Let's go to Pascal's show. I wanted to shout him out today. Let's go. I love doing that. That's fun. Wait, let me turn the volume on.
To get him a file folder, right? Then they move on. His lawyer, Diddy's lawyer, said
he has a what's it called? The same poll going.
Obey. He's not a lawless person.
It's interesting because he has 1,700 votes, and it's like the same percentage as my poll. Wait, what did Cliff Daddy say? The judge likes to cuff Daddy. Oh my God, Mom. Let's all say cuff Daddy. You are funny for that. Thank you for the $100 super chat. What? Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to shout out to Pascal show.
He says, or they say, he has access to cell phone.
He's a little behind over there. Shout out to him. Y'all go over there to him. Let's see who else is out here. Is Sean Davy Way out here? I at least want to wait until is he live? Until Matthew Russell Lee goes live, because he's gonna do a rundown. He usually does a little video. I'm saying, oh my God, can y'all believe this? I'm on Sean Davy Way's channel now.
It could still be no. You know, it could still be no. But
what's he talking about? Cuff Daddy, cuff Daddy, cuff Daddy.
I don't know. No,
the judge was switch.
I believe it, girl. I mean, I can't, but I can't. You know, I can't, but I can't.
Yes.
Sweetheart. I definitely think that the answer will get Monday for sure. How this campaign I love you, right? He's not getting out today, right? He definitely not getting out today. He definitely getting out this weekend. He definitely gonna be there. At least
he's gonna be there this weekend.
I do think that they went from me saying like 97% to him not getting out just because of like all of the things that are against him. But I don't know.
I listen.
I was more so like 60-40.
Yeah.
It's like 60-40. It's like where I'm at right now. Like 60-40. If the prosecution would have rated his cell, I think that we probably
agreed. Agreed. If the prosecution they just jumped the gun. They jumped the gun. Yep.
You know, it's just like, wait, you know, like,
just wait.
Thirsty out there to try to get some stuff to hold him in jail. Because this is not, if he gets out, that witness list is going to shrink. I think that a lot of people go back out. I think a lot of people
I do too.
Like they're not going to be able to be protected.
Yep.
Prosecution, I feel, has been, you know, promising the witnesses that he is not getting out. And
there it is.
Get out. Just like a lot of us, like shout out to BJ, she's like, I don't know what to think. I think that we feel like that, BJ. Imagine how the witnesses feel.
Imagine how he's feeling too.
The witnesses hearing it's like, oh, it's a possibility, or he's going to wait and whatnot. They would have to be terrified.
Exactly. Exactly. So y'all make sure you go and check out Sean Davy Way. Let's see who else is in here. Let's see who else is in here. Let's go to Matthew. Let's go see if he has posted anything else. Hold on. I want to see if Matthew said anything else 12 seconds ago. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So he's responding to tweets now. He said, definitely after the letters due Monday at noon. And I would assume before Thanksgiving. Will be on alert. Oh my God, y'all. They letting him out for Thanksgiving. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they will or won't. But like, I hadn't even thought about that in that way. You know, Matthew Russell Lee brings it up. Let's go to Rabbit's channel. Whole news. I want to see if I can get Beard Lawyer on here. Oh, she's not even live. Okay. Oh, she had to go pick her kids up, I heard. Okay, let's go to Andy Popcorn Planet. I was on there earlier today. He's live. Let me go in there. The debrief.
Conditions insufficient.
Oh, he's not on there.
And have there been other cases with private guards?
I guess other people's like a little bit behind us. But can he appeal again, or is this just a continuance of today? When do his appeals bail expire? Please tell me. It could go on for a while. The bail appeals can go on for a while, Auntie Penelope. He could still appeal even no matter what the judge decides. Thank you for the 129 SEK. Grace, new merch looking cute. I visited your store and there's only a hoodie size 2XL left and my size is medium large, but if I find where the size chart is, the L might be the old merch. Yeah, no, it's not new. The new merch is not up yet. I don't even have a sample of this one yet. All I have is these pictures and I do not have the actual one yet. I think I'm supposed to be getting my one. How do I open it? I want to open it in the preview. I think I'm supposed to be getting mine. Sorry, excuse me. Today. Okay, well, I can't get it to show without that crap on it. Okay. Recap, just tuning in. So Diddy, there's no bail decision today. The judge went down point by point by point by point. And what I really believe is that the judge wants to make sure that his decisions are clear, that his decisions are based in constitutional principles. I don't believe that he wants to be overturned. I know that he knows he's going to be appealed no matter what he does. And not only on this issue, right? Not only on bail, but there's a whole trial to go. So it may just be the judge may just be getting tired of talking about bail. You know, I mean, who knows? But the judge has decided he will not decide on bail today. He's going to decide on Monday. He has ordered the prosecution and Diddy's side both to submit documentation by noon on Monday about what types of communications Diddy might be able to have in jail and outside of jail and what types of communications he thinks are appropriate or not appropriate. And that could be for any reason. It may just be he really wants to make sure he's making the right decision. He really wants to make sure he's doing the right thing. Let me just message Beard Lawyer and see if he can come on. Let's see. Andy, I guess, wasn't on there live. It looks like it's just Kim. Thanks so much, Kate. For that $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Auntie. I think I already got that one. It's just a continuance today. It's kind of a continuance a little bit, but like I don't think they're gonna come back and talk. I think the judge is gonna decide it on the papers, but it's kind of like a continuance. Thank you, Jessica, for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Luis, for the 25 DKK super sticker. And y'all, I mean, that's what's going on there. Let me let's see. Outside the courthouse, are we going to get any Diddy spottings? Are we going to get any kids? Any Diddy family members spottings? Mendo said Diddy will not be out for Thanksgiving. Cuff Daddy, Cuff Diddy. Y'all are funny. Cuff Diddy. He has the dream team of lawyers. I mean, the lawyers are good. Like, I mean, if there's a way to get to this point, it was, whew, they really did. Okay, what's this camera doing? Oh, are they going to go over to the side? What's going on with the, let's listen. It is windy out there, blustery. People going to come out this way? Or are they going to come out the other way? What other angle do we have? This one. Oh, no, this. Ugh. Oh, girl. It's like almost dark. Look how dark it is now. TJ, love you mean it. I mean, it's like pretty much, yeah. I mean, they're finding every single thing they can. I don't see the family. Let's just go to Matthew's page, see if he's updated anything. No. He's probably making his video right now. He also has a YouTube channel. I heard Leo loves pain, enjoys it. I mean, listen, that's what they saying about a lot of these people, that it was all of it was consensual. All of it was consensual. I think the government actually could make their case a lot stronger if they added in some more evidence of things. His kids are out intimidating witnesses. I mean, that's the thing. It's like they got to start putting some of this evidence out there. Thank you, Emma Jane, for the 11.99 euro super chat. Thank you so much for that. Sinclair, no, I think most of them are actually owned by Gannett and Tegna, but Sinclair owns a lot of them too. Most local news is owned by Gannett and Tegna, and they used to be one company. Yeah, I mean, that's what people are trying to say. Clive Davis, yep. What's like? It'll be Thanksgiving in the tunnels for him. I don't even know what that means. Definitely a dark and gloomy day here in New York. Yeah, seriously, Brianna. So, I mean, I'm shocked a little bit. I would have expected the judge to have made a decision today, but honestly, I appreciate that he didn't, because I believe that the reason he didn't is because I believe, and I'm choosing to believe right now, I reserve the right to change my mind, that the judge is actually probably trying to do the right thing. I think he's trying to make the decision that he can sleep with at night and then he can stand by. You know, if you think about it, like, you don't have to defend yourself if you're just relying on the truth. And I do believe that the judge needs to think a little bit more on this. I don't know. I really don't know what to think. Thank you so much, Zerna, for the 99 super chat. I'm buying that new merch as it goes live. I wanted to show y'all another picture of it, but it's like, maybe if I like send it to myself this way, it has like all this other info on it. I didn't want to put on there. It's like all the geotag and like, I mean, you just never know who's watching your videos, you know? Let me see if I can get it to open this way. This might work. Oh, this works. Okay, cool. All right. Let me show y'all a different, this is like just so y'all know, this ain't no middle of the mall right here. Okay. This is a high quality cotton, comfy, cozy, nice comfort colors. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Have you ever seen something so cute? I know y'all want one right now. I know y'all already want one. I don't even got mine yet. That's how new it is. I don't even have mine yet. But once I saw the pictures of it, I'm like, oh yeah, that. I want that. Okay. So J-Lo went back to France, somebody said. Then we got Ellen and Portia moving back to, where's it called? We got what's his name? Ashton Kutcher and his wife looking like they're gonna move to Europe because they said Hollywood is just too much. I bet it is, but it wasn't too much when y'all were at the FOs and the other things, was it? Well, that was what's alleged. That's what's been alleged. I don't know. I do know I did see Ashton Kutcher at the 2009 white party. That's public on Instagram. YouTube. Oprah allegedly moved out the country too. What if he's blackmailing the judge? I hope not. I hope that judge don't have nothing to get blackmailed with, but oh, he's getting married to a 25-year-old? Oh, probably to his FO partner, so they have spousal privilege. UK doesn't need any more monsters, please. I'm back. Any verdict yet? Yeah, Hoops, no verdict. The judge has decided to postpone the decision until Monday. He has instructed both sides, Diddy and the prosecution, both to, oh, he went live. Okay, good. He's live right now. Let's watch Matthew. He was inside the courthouse. So let's watch him. I got his live pulled up. He's live right now.
Prosecutors will go out the other door. There's a door on the other side that leads onto Pearl Street. But if you want to come out of this building and get into a vehicle, this is your way.
Oh man, we got the front row. Diddy's gonna come. I mean, the family is gonna come out. They're saying right here. The judge did. The judge, just to be clear, the judge absolutely said the decision is coming Monday. The decision is coming Monday. That is what the judge said. That is what was said on the tweet.
2 guards upstairs and one in the basement. Now, Even pretrial services said they'd never seen that before, but it was done in the case of Englap Singh, who's a Chinese billionaire that bribed the United Nations, and he was allowed to live in an apartment on 46th Street. Later, it was found that was getting massages with the door closed and a bunch of other stuff. Guidepost, I think, was the company. This company has another name. All right.
Patriot Security.
Let's check it out.
Somebody's coming. Somebody's coming. Who is it? Just some random person. Imagine you're just like the random guy in the jacket, like just leaving your internship. Now, this black van, it does appear that the black van is what the family originally got out.
Here in New York, back the traffic is backed up. We got some tents, TV tents.
TV tents.
The black vehicle, into which the family will be put.
Oh my God, I love him.
These two guys, I think, are part of the logistical part.
Yeah, we got the security coordinators.
Yellow scarf.
Little scarfy.
Here's a CSO we know. Okay, it's another house getting ready. Let's check it out.
This is funny. Better add no tin cans, no strings, no pigeon messengers, no communication. He will try anything. Yes, he will. Thank you for that $10 super chat. Okay, here comes somebody. What's going on? We're all waiting. We're all waiting. Nothing. Thank you for the 27 SEK. Grace. Who's going over legal? Tony. Here comes a cop. I'll go by the 2XL fax ain't defamation. Thank you so much, Grace. You are funny for that. I'm standing here. Okay. Here we go. He said, here we go. Oh, here they come. I think I see Quincy. Y'all see? Look, let me make it big. Here they come, the family. Here they come. We got DJ Khaled as the security guard. Just kidding. Somebody needs to tell these girls you don't wear jeans in court. It's the one that looks just like Diddy. He's dressed right for court. Look, y'all see Janice, the clown back there? Oh, there she goes. Turn your camera, Matthew. I want to see. There y'all go. Look at that. There they go, getting into the van. Is there enough seat belts in there for all them people? That's a lot of people getting in that one van. He's humming. He's me. Look at them all in there. No windows on the van. Who needs a window? Well, there are in the front. Oh, I think Agnifalo's standing over there going to give a press conference.
And there you have it. As the black van moves out. So what happened here today is no decision, but there will be a decision next week, and things could have gone worse for Mr. Sean Combs. There are some questions asked by the judge. You can read the whole transcript on the University Press. And we may be working on a second book known as DDA Detention.
I want to know. They're not even sitting on seats. They're sitting in the floor. No. Give them a traffic ticket. Ticket. Give them a ticket. I think Agnifalo was standing out there. I want to see. Okay, bye. Shannon keeps trying to say Quincy eyes are open. Here goes the van. We got all kind of different angles. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. There they go. Yes, look, there is a press conference set up. There is going to be a press conference. Look. Are they coming? Are they coming? Will they be here? Oh my God. No. Trauma Mama said they probably got a mattress in the van. No. No. Y'all are funny. Coffee fun. I need it, girl. Yes, I'm working hard, Yanni. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Nobody is happy. No, they are not happy. Let's see what's going on here. I need to see the press conference. I need to see the follow-up. Where's Agnifilo? Come on out, buddy. He's live again? No. Huh, look at him. I don't want to miss the press conference. Who's this guy? He looks like a suspicious character. Like, I don't know why he looks like the same outfit as like Farnsworth Bentley and Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs Jr. Okay, is this the lawyer coming out? Who's he? Who's he? Who are they? I'm trying to figure out where's the lawyers. Who are these people? We're waiting to see if there's going to be some type of press conference. I would imagine there would be. Yeah, right. Nothing happened. They didn't decide anything. Love and trust your channel. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, TD, for that $15 super chat and for those kind words. Thank you, Kate, for the $4.99 super chat. Ryan Dawson from Hatteras, North Carolina, covers Steen and Diddy. Hold on one second. I just want to turn this volume down. He's an ANC reporter. He sells an Epstein map. Hold on, I would ever watch him. No, I've never heard of him. Thank you, though, for that $4.99 super chat. I'll have to look into him. Okay, who's coming out here? Got some Scientology actors or something coming out. I don't know who those people are. Yeah, Granny MC said this judge seems to be open to bail more so than the previous judges. Did you get that feeling? Kinda, yeah, I did. I did kind of get that feeling. I know she didn't ask that to me, but I did kind of get that feeling. We have his live right there. I'm kind of waiting a few minutes to see if Agnifilo is going to come and make any press statements. He's probably talking to Diddy right now, if I had to guess. So I do want to give him, you know, a few minutes or whatever. Let's see.
We are outside the Southern District Courthouse. You've seen the arguments if you followed Inner City Press.
Yep.
Blow by blow,
Thank
but
you.
now, yes, you're going to have the lawyers and family members coming out to a waiting black vehicle, which has just pulled up. The assembled press. First, it was Don Florio and I'm told the famous bail bondsman Ira Judelson.
I'm just rewatching the first part of Inner City Press's live stream that he had because I'm waiting to see if they're going to have a press conference and kind of stalling.
Even more. So yeah,
because we missed the first part earlier.
Heard the scene before they came in 4x4s. Now they've got a more sophisticated. Maybe a bigger group. We'll see. Now, no decision was reached, as those who followed it would know.
No decision reached.
Letters are due on Monday, and he says he's going to get a decision, Judge Sobranian, that is, by next week. Since there's Thanksgiving, that would be Monday after the letters at noon.
Yep.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yep.
Will there be people staking out the MDC? That I don't know. But for now, this is the scene here on Worth Street for the Southern District Courthouse.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a bit of an interstitial fill. I thought they were coming out, but coming close. We'll see if we can.
We're just watching Matthew Russell Lee's coverage from immediately. Okay, we are going to have a special guest come through. In about 15 minutes, we're going to have a guest come through. So that's good.
There's some microphones that given the range of people, Agnifilo, allergen.
So he's saying there's some microphones set up here, but given the rain, we will see if Agnifilo and them actually come out and do the press conference. This was a few minutes ago. We're just watching this because it's live cover. It was taken live. And we are still waiting to see if there's going to be some type of press conference. Right now, this is the live scene outside of the courthouse. You do see that there is the United States Marshal Service out there. It looks like 4 guards or, you know, officers or whatever from the Marshal Service who are standing outside the courthouse. Now, what I'm curious about is this little opening in the door right here. We do keep seeing some suits walk up and then they walk back and then they walk up and they walk back. And I wonder if this is Mark Agnifilo's team. I don't know. Let's watch this.
Tony Rico. How many lawyers spoke for him today? 4 lawyers. That's
4.
Usually not allowed. This guy works for the court. We'll pull down.
This guy worked for the court. Imagine you come out and it's like all these cameras and you're like, I'm just trying to go get my takeout and go home, girl. Okay, who's this? Just random lawyers? I don't know why that's so funny to me. Like, you're just like going about your regular day of work and it's like,
there's a door on the other side, based on the Pearl Street. But if you want to come out of this building and get into a vehicle, this is your way.
So I think we've seen pretty much this. I think we've seen this. Okay. So we do have a guest coming on in 15 minutes. So I'm going to definitely at least stay that long. It's going to be another lawyer, but actually practicing lawyer, Rais Muhammad. And he is going to come on here and tell us what his thoughts were on the hearing. He's, like I said, practicing lawyer. I think he's been like working all day. So I don't know how much caught up he is on exactly the play-by-play of every single exact thing that has happened in this case. But he's going to come on here and we're going to get some more insight from a lawyer, a different, another lawyer, but like a practicing attorney on this. And I'll ask him, have you ever seen anything like this? And all of that. So he goes on Andy, Popcorn Planet. Let's get some of these super chats. Keith Kohlenberg, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Keep an eye on his sons. They're dumb and seem to be willing to tell on themselves. Watch the shipping dock next to Diddy's Star Island home. Yeah, no, and the judge today did say there's absolutely no way that Diddy is going to be able to go to the Star Island home. Absolutely not. He said, well, what about in New York? They said they had a 3-bedroom apartment that he could stay in New York. And the security would be in there with him 2 days, 2 inside, 1 outside. I think that's stupid. I think there's no way Diddy's going to follow the rules. In my opinion. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Nettie, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Those celebs running to Europe now will soon find out that the tide is turning here too. Tell them, Nettie. Thank you. Member for 6 months. Yanni, member for 13 months. Missed you. Been in Florida beaching. I'm late. Catching up. Love you so much, friend. Thank you so much. You take that vacation, Yanni. Agnes, love heals. Thank you for the $3 super chat. When it comes to Diddy, gotta tell him no. You gotta tell him no. When it comes to Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs, you gotta tell him no. I want they lied throw pillows for my couch. New Life Plan said. Well, who knows what could be coming. Thank you for that $9.99 super chat. I'm terrible. Sorry, I can't buy it. It says shipping isn't available. Oh, well, I'm gonna try. Oh, you mean let me see if I can get that turned on. Thank you for the 129 SEK. I'm gonna see if I can get that turned on. Thank you, Agnes, for the $5 super chat. If he gets out, justice system fails us. Love you, girl. The live voiceovers. LOL. Gotta tell him no. You gotta tell him no. Thank you for that $5 super chat. You gotta tell him no. Probably like running here to New Zealand too, but they'll get Delta quick. Y'all, imagine they let Diddy out. And then he goes missing. Just imagine it. If he gets bail, it definitely sends a message. Money has power. Gen X said, let me check my poll. Elon Musk is buying MSNBC. Is that true? Hope not. I'm going to check my poll. What'd y'all say? 88% of y'all said no. We got 3,200 votes, and 88% of y'all said no. Alex said funniest thing about the celebs fleeing to Europe to me is how do they not know about extradition agreements? Well, maybe it's easier for them to get somewhere else from Europe. I really don't know, Alec. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I really don't know what they're thinking. I don't, maybe they're not going over there to escape justice. I mean, that just seems to be everybody's presumption. Justin, hide the pizza boxes, pack my suitcase, asexual, oil, and fuel the jet. I'm out of here. See, driver's seat, I don't know if that's real. I think that might have been AI. I think some of the stuff that we're seeing out here is fake and it's meant to muddy the waters. However, that being said, that doesn't mean it is necessarily. I don't know. Could be wrong. Been wrong before. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. So I'm looking for cool gavels. See, exactly. Weird ones, the Masonic gavels. A Masonic. I also got a mug that says you can't fix stupid, but you could give it a court date. I mean, and if it's real stupid, it keeps trying to get one after it keeps losing over and over again. Type the username exactly as it is after Mendo. I'm like, official. It looks so bad for them to give him bail. If they do, my gosh, there's no justice. Diddy already has a... Wait, yeah, why was he filming with that cinematic camera? You're probably making a music video or a documentary of his life or his daddy's life or something. Frankie, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Love what you do. Never ever paid an influencer before, but I can 100% get behind this. Oh, thank you, Frankie. I appreciate that. Thank you for that $4.99 super chat. Let's see. I'm hearing some stuff going on over here. Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up. Somebody's coming out this door. Who? Nope. See this guy right here just standing? Maybe he's like a type of security guard, but it looks like he's wearing a suit. That's what I keep looking at. We are going to have a guest come on in about 10 to 15 more minutes. Going to be able to talk a little bit about what happened today. We got somebody coming out of here. Some poor intern just on his way home from work or something. Maybe he's not an intern. Maybe he's grown. I don't know. Everybody looks young to me now that I'm an adult. Since I became an adult. If they let Diddy out, my biggest fear is someone will try to take him out. You know what? That's a whole nother situation that I have also been thinking about, Michael. And thank you for the $19.99 super chat. Yeah, official. That's definitely a lot of people have been saying that. If they let Diddy out, my biggest fear is somebody's going to get him, right? We've been focusing so much on what Diddy's going to do to other people. What about the fact that there's a lot of people who would rather if Diddy wasn't alive to tell the tale? You know, I mean, isn't that one of the things he's accused of? Is like he has all this dirt on all these people. I mean, what if they get Diddy? Thank you, Sinking Slowly with a Smile, for the $5 super chat. Could he say he's going to make the decision next week, but actually come back and make it later today without the press all being there? He could, but I doubt he would do that because he did kind of like already tell them he would accept their legal briefings. So I think it would be very unlikely. But no, thank you for that $5 super chat. iCats member for 13 months. Same Frankie agreed. I had to join membership to support BJ and all her hard work. Oh, I love the way you break this down and help make sense of it all. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, like Clive Davis. Yeah, I mean, or anybody even, you know, like literally anybody. Money talks. That's the truth. Watching CNN right now. Is he doing a press conference on CNN? Let me check. Let me look it up. Let's see. Diddy live press conference? No. Let's see. I think I already got Reuters up. Let's see. Diddy CNN. Are they live on YouTube? Yeah, they are. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, they're way behind. They're still showing the Janus Combs in them. Oh, this is just a compilation. Oh, Agnifilo. Wait. When's this from? This ain't from today. Today it's raining.
Thanks for waiting. I'm really not going to make much of a statement. As you know, I made a request for the judge to issue what we
This
call
is
the
old.
order, and the judge.
This is old. Tiki wants to see the merch again. If I still have it up, Tiki. I don't. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Oh wait, shoot. Ah! Oh my god, I accidentally pulled up a picture of the freaking fake private investigators who showed up at somebody's house. Yeah. Have y'all seen this? Who wants one? I know all y'all want one. I know y'all want one. Oh, they lied. Okay. Okay, let me see. Let's go back over here. I want Agnifilo to come out and make a press. He might not. He might not come out and make a statement. Yeah, that CNN one is old. This is old. This is not.
Going to issue.
He said it had legal written on it, and it did not. And it did not. It's getting darker and darker and darker. Okay, so people look like they are packing up their microphones. So it's looking like maybe Agnifilo is not going to speak. Let's see. Because sometimes these camera people, they'll be talking. You know what I mean? And they'll be giving you some type of idea of what's going on. Wait, who's betting? The page said, I bet $1,000 he ain't getting out. Actually, can we bet on this? Y'all can. I don't bet. I ain't trying to bet nobody nothing. Jessica, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Outstanding work. Your ethos is strong. I'll co-teach the law and justice and pop culture course. Professor EK in the house. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you for that $9.99 super chat. Just wait, Tiki. Thank you, Driver Steve, for the $4.99 super chat. The former Abercrombie & Fitch CEO was let out for ficking on $10 million bail. I know. That's one of the things that came up today. Thank you for that $4.99 super chat. He should have. I mean, I thought they should have kept him in too. I don't know why he was let out so easy. Exactly. Lolita said, my husband always tries to bet me. I don't need to bet. Being right regardless is my win. We need cuff puff. We need cuff puff on a sweatshirt, Michelle said. Please. Like how she tells what these people are doing. These are countries that don't allow there are countries that don't allow extradition. Israel is one. Wouldn't be surprised if Kutcher runs away to there. I think Spain is another. Interesting. Oh, Popcorn Planet's in here. Hello, Popcorn Planet. Wait, where is he? Where is Popcorn Planet? I mean, I guess Agnifilo is going to have to come out, right? Regardless, like this, the way to come out. This right here, what we're looking at right here is old. This is CNN just airing old footage. This is not from today. Let's see. Let's go to Pascal's show. See what they're doing over there.
Legal in the photos, but it being said, it's saying it's legal on the paperwork when he got the actual paperwork in his hands. I'm wondering if they ever addressed that or they just moved on from that, which I think is ridiculous too, because that
I just said I cannot believe this.
Lying, and that the defense is lying too. But I guess we'll see what's up. I mean, that surprise witness. What's up? What's up, BJ? I am just as shook. I am very, very surprised about this. I thought I was done with the show, but it's a lie.
It's a lie.
I am very, very surprised. Ooh, I didn't mean to hit that. I'm very, very surprised about this.
Right.
I feel like this should have been a slam dunk.
Yeah.
This should have been open and shut. This should have been a wrap. But unfortunately, look at what we're at. Ain't that something?
I just said, what do you think the judge is thinking?
Cruz with us, Cindy. Thank you so much. Was he denied both times by the previous judge?
Yeah.
If so, the judge is bought.
Oh, they saying the judge is bought over there. Oh my Lord.
It's like this was freaking like bought.
Does
It
it?
feels bought.
See, I feel like it was different evidence
It
that got
does. It
shown.
feels weird, man.
Okay. Okay. Fair.
It feels weird.
Fair. It feels weird.
What do you think? What do you think the judge is thinking?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. What are you thinking? You know what I mean? I'd like to deal with the judge right now. It's a quick throw.
What is this shirt?
What are you thinking?
Diddy nights? What?
You know
5
he
nights
did
with
what?
Diddy? What is the shirt he's wearing, y'all? Please. It's got all those Diddies on it.
Something's not right. Something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. I'm
Okay.
not gonna go down the route of, because I know, you know, the tinfoil hat thing of like it's all a paid thing. He got paid. I don't
Yeah.
want to go down that route right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. I don't want to go instantly down that route.
Okay.
Something about this just doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
It is weird. I get it. You gotta stay fair.
You gotta stay fair.
Even.
Yeah.
You gotta, do the right thing.
You do.
Something about this just does not feel right. And
Well-
it also doesn't feel like this is.
There's a lot of other evidence too we
Let
can't
me
see.
just say this.
That's what I'll say.
I know I already said it, but I'm gonna repeat it one more time.
Uh-huh. I wasn't
Diddy's
in
gonna
here.
be paying for his own security team.
Right.
I think-
Exactly.
If the judge says, okay, Diddy's going to be paying for his own security team.
It's very stupid.
Why does that not automatically make anyone feel a little concerned?
It does. And the government did raise
And
it.
especially the mother-loving judge. First off, prosecution tried to get, it's not prosecution, the defense tried to get slick. And what happened though? They tried to make it so that he could stay in Miami.
They did.
Die.
They wanted him to be on the dock. They
You know what I'm
stupid.
saying?
Yeah.
There's no boat. Like I said, there's a plane there, but there's no keys, and it doesn't have gas. But the plane's there.
And the boat. Don't forget the boat.
So the same thing.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you can get this. He can go stay in his lavish $50 million home on Star Island,
Mm-hmm.
next to a dock.
Mhm.
No. There's no boat. There's no boat.
There's
No.
no boat.
Thank God the judge was smart and said, "Hey, wait a second. No,
That's not going to work. That's not going to work.
That doesn't make any sense." Okay.
Please.
Wait, another creator, Sunshine Daydream, asking what is on your shirt right now on her channel. What channel? What show?
Me.
Who's watching my show on their channel?
Me.
That's what I'd like to know.
It's me.
All right, Sunshine Daydream. I'm quite
It's
curious.
me.
You know what I mean? Yes, BJ. Right?
He doesn't realize I'm in here.
There's no boat. But thank God. Oh, that was you. That was you.
I said I'm in here with my chat shouting you out.
Yeah, it's this one.
He's like, who's watching me? Ooh.
5 nights at Diddy's. There we go.
Can you survive 5 nights at Diddy's? Look at this shirt.
Okay.
Please.
So, and that's available on my PascalMerch.com.
Okay. Okay.
Go check it out.
Y'all go
These
check
have
it
been
out.
Selling like crazy, by the way. These have been selling.
Well, there
These
you go.
T-shirts have been selling.
Can you survive? There's
So go
parody
check it
right
out,
there.
lady. Go check it out. That baby oil. I still need to put something together with baby oil. I'll work on that. I'm working on that. But still,
Yes.
no matter what. But there's no boat.
No
Don't worry,
boat.
There's no boat. But there's a whole lot of open water.
Okay, who else is live? Who else? What else is going on over here? I'm waiting for my guest to get here. He should be here any moment. What was this? This is just more Agnifilo footage. I don't think it's happening here tonight, y'all, with Agnifilo. They're saying he's at the front. I'm hearing them say he's at the front. They better get their behinds to the front. Now they're saying, can we get the microphones? Maybe they are going to have a press conference. He might be at the front because there's an awning. Let's see. I do want to say, someone has asked, I'm going to just exit out of it. Well, I guess I should leave it up. They're hollering. Someone's asked, isn't his security team already complacent in a bunch of these allegations? Yes, but it's allegedly another different security team. So, but what's to stop Diddy from hiring these same people?
I'm really not going to make much of a statement. As you know, I made a request for the judge to
Who's
issue what
talking?
we call the gag order.
Oh.
And the judge is going to issue
Him. Shut up. Let's see.
You're going to grab it. It's on a clamp. You're going to see it's a microphone. There's no flag on it. That's the one. Unclamp it. Grab the whole thing.
So they're packing up the mics. I guess Agnifilo is not going to do a statement. Okay, that was it. So the AP has ended their live. I guess there's not going to be a press conference. Huh. What else is going on? Diddy, CNN, who's live? Who all's live? Let's run down. Let's see. They always trick you on that CNN 18. Surprises daughters at matching Range Rovers. Rosie O'Donnell predicts Diddy's prison sentence in 2000. Justin Bieber in tears over past trauma from the music industry. Well, this is what's coming up when I say, see what they got out here for. Like, who is this? Who's that person that was just talking? What is this? They're not, there's not even, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. God motivation. P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs will commit fresh crimes if he is released. New perp walk loading. Oh man, God motivation. I mean, it's almost like, oh my God, they telling me I'm a sinner in the chat. Let me go over here. It's almost like they just gonna like giving him enough, you know, freedom to do that with. I mean, thank you for that $5 super chat too. God motivation. Let's interview. I am Gilmore versus Combs. Oh, you Gilmore? Oh, I have that case. Hold on. We got celebrity in here a little bit. Celebrity in here. DeWitt Gilmore. Let me pull your case up. Let's interview. Heck yeah. Let me just pull this case up real quick. You just filed that case. Let's interview. I am Gilmore. Y'all, did I read that Gilmore case? Mr. Gilmore, did I read your case already? Or did I just say I was going to? Let me look. We got Gilmore versus Diddy in the chat. I definitely wanted to. When was this filed? It was in, let me do it by name. Because I think this one was in just recently. Gilmore. Okay, I got Shatoya. Let me look it up. Gilmore. I got that case. Let me pull it up. Shoot, where is it? Is it this? Come on. Nope. Dang it. Where's that case? I'm happy to interview. And thank you for that $2 super chat. Oh, okay. So just send me an email, thatsurprisewitness@gmail.com, and we'll get it set up. Thanks so much for that $2 super chat. Okay, let's see. Y'all got some questions. Somebody sour about this bail hearing getting dragged out till next week. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Agnifilo, right? Well, I wonder where Beard Lawyer is. He was supposed to come in here. Judge isn't thinking about the victims. They probably feel safe. Yeah, I mean, that's something. I do think, just joined, what did I miss? Oh, you missed about 3 hours. You missed the whole thing, Lily. But they're not going to decide today on Diddy's bail. So right now, the status quo remains in place. Diddy remains in jail. You got to tell him no. The judge has asked for, it's an insane shirt, Hannah said. The judge has asked for the two sides to file more papers. He wants to see more arguments, what Diddy is and is not allowed to do, say, what types of communications he's allowed and not allowed to have. Here's some footage from one of the other previous court hearings of the twins, and Like all them people fitting into a van. I'm just so sorry. There's not that many seatbelts in there, I don't believe. I mean, I need to see the safety. I need to see the regulatory. I need to see if it's safe or not. It looks like too many people. Looks like too many people. I don't know who this lady is. Is that Shapiro? I don't know. I do not know. But she's definitely got a lot in that purse. I'll say that. That's a lot in that purse she's holding. Yeah. They are packing up. They are packing these mics up. Agnifilo has not. Oh, Reuters is. Did they just go on live? Reuters took down their camera now too. So I don't think it looks like we are going to be having. Yep, live event has ended. It doesn't look like they're going to be having a press conference. I'd like to know why Adria isn't taken up by feds. We don't know, Amanda, if she is or if she is not. We don't know if she is or if she is not. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Grinder, thank you for the £5 super chat. Hello, I really want to see your reaction to the song Night Wish Ever Waken 2103. Okay, I'll do I'll let me take a picture of this. I'm gonna start doing song reactions, music reactions on my music channel. So any indie artists that want me to do any reactions to your music or any songs that you really like, let me know and I'll do them over there on my music channel. Thank you for that £5 super chat. Justice for all survivors. Yes. Thank you for all the super chats today. If you need that many stipulations, yeah, probably shouldn't be let out. I agree, New Hampshire girl. I think the judge is leaning toward keeping Diddy in jail. I do. I think the judge is leaning toward it, but I think the judge knows that Diddy, like someone said earlier in the chat, has a dream team of lawyers. I mean, if there's a way to get out on this situation, then he's going to be able to do it. I'm just checking some things here. What I think is the judge probably wants to keep him in, but he knows that it's getting appealed. And I think he wants to know for sure. Keep people safe. There it is. Thanks so much. We are feeling safe, keeping people safe. Email sent. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Mr. Gilmore, DeWitt Gilmore. Thanks so much for that. And I will check that email. Thank you. Is this a different judge than all the other hearings? Yes. Yes. Shady lady, you're funny. You're so cute. I love you're a crocheter. I can tell by your ears you're a crafter. That is so funny. So iCats is like, is this a different judge than the other two bail hearings? Yes, is the answer. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The first judge that decided this was Judge Tarnovsky. Then the next day it went to it was men too. Exactly. Then the next day it went into Judge Andrew Carter, who also kept him in. And then now finally we are in, Judge Aaron Subramanian, who is a different judge. Also, there was a appeals court. Will you do a new premiere for DeWitt interview? Yes, it will be a different video. It'll be a different video. Somebody said take his money. Diddy just spinning the wheel until he gets one. Y'all think so? I mean, I don't know if Diddy is the reason. Shots were fired against Gilmore in his suit. They were. Is that a good thing for the prosecution? No bail for Diddy today. I'm literally crocheting while watching. Men, women, boys, girls. Amore said. Facts, BJ. Power is a very dangerous thing to have. Well, in the wrong hands for sure. Yay, thank you. Judge didn't decide yet. Is it typical to have different judges? Sometimes, and there's many reasons why judges can recuse themselves. Judges can be recused. I don't really know what happened. I don't know what happened with the judge. And maybe one day that's going to end up becoming important. I don't know. Let's see. TB. Remember for 6 months, can you react to Hometown Iko while we wait for the guest? I'm not really like in the mood for that at this exact moment, but maybe. How many appeals can Diddy have? He can have a lot. Cause like it depends what you're counting as an appeal, right? Like this thing today wasn't technically an appeal, but it kind of is another bite at the apple, right? DeWitt Gilmore dude fired shots at you outside Club in 96, relevant to the claims against bail given the weaponry found in the raid. That's interesting. Some of y'all are saying the judge is in Diddy's pocket now. That's what some of y'all are thinking, and I hope not. I saw you over there in Pascal's show, Ken. Shout out to you. Some of my yarns have funny names. Those jeans. I just got one of my friends, Pamela. She just gave me some yarn that's like all natural, 100%, and it's like natural dyed. I hope the feds bring more evidence. Please remember no cursing in chat. I'm telling you, they missed the mark. Someone is getting paid or blackmailed, Carrie said. 2 separate justice systems. This is true, Kelly. One for rich and another for the rest of us, in my opinion, and allegedly. It does kind of feel like that way. Judge Tarnofsky was brand spanking new, but Erica, I also think Judge Aaron Subramanian only just got confirmed within the last 4 years as well. Thomas said, nope, his days are over. Although it's postponed, it's a good thing, right? I mean, he'll be kept where he belongs until the hearing, which hopefully won't change that. Well, no. Actually, it hasn't been decided that he's going to be kept where he is until the bail. Until the hearing. Well, until the hearing. No, that isn't what was decided. What was decided was he will be kept where he is until the judge decides, and that's only going to be next week. It's not going to be at the hearing. So if the judge decides next week, and it could be Monday, now some people are saying it could be Tuesday, Wednesday, but if the judge, if the judge decides to let him free, then he's going to be home for Thanksgiving. And some of y'all were like, no way. He ain't. He's doing that dark magic in his cell. Girl, I mean, I don't know what he's doing in that cell. Let us all hope his only privilege is a jail cell. Good jail cell. Lock them down, Judy. He should never get out. They're just running it. Right. And doing all of this is just giving them like taking more time away from what they should be preparing for his case. Right. I mean, they're worrying about all this bail and all this, that, and the other. 1 second. He said he was going to be here in about 15 minutes. But that was like 30 minutes ago. Let's see what y'all are saying. Don't see a poll. The poll must have went down. Hey, Ashley. If he's out for Turkey Day, he will be trying to eat it off. Oh my God, Christina said he'll be trying to eat it off an underage girl. Please. Subramanian was appointed at the same exact time as Tarnofsky, is what Erica said. 2023. PT here. I'm curious about the GUNS. What's a PT? Specifically, if a regular Joe had one with its ID compromised, would they even be allowed to appeal the bail? Yes. Yeah, they would be allowed to appeal it. Yeah. 3 words. Key to the city. Girl, that's 4 words. Roland, that's 4 words. But true. Key to the city. True. Period. He could pray to anything if he wants to. That's that. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to give our guest a few more minutes. We give him till 5 to get here. I'm sure, something might have came up, but I'm dwindling over here. I wanted to have our guest come on. They keep the food for people when they are out to court. The prisons do try to be very humane in the U.S. They do? That's the first I'm hearing of that. How is Diddy charged with RICO all by himself? No co-defendants. Well, Cat Black, actually, I'm glad you mentioned it, because today the the prosecution did bring up another co-conspirator. And it was the first time I heard them say the word co-conspirator or read them, that they had been cited with saying it. And they said, Diddy tried to have co-conspirators be his security guards last time. I'm late. How was the legal notebook explained by the defense? Okay, Agnes, thanks for that $5 super chat. So was the first question the judge asked. He asked Mark Agnifilo how it could be. How it could have possibly been that the legal notebook that the government had didn't say legal on it, but then the legal notebook that Mark Agnifilo brought up said legal on it. And Mark Agnifilo definitely knew that the picture the government had, it didn't say legal on it. Okay. So the judge brought it up. And Mark Agnifilo is like, oh, that was the first time I saw that notebook. The first time I saw that notebook was the other day. And the judge was like, and did it say legal on it when the government had it? And Mark Agnifilo, I'm paraphrasing here, was like, no, Your Honor, when they took the pictures, it didn't say legal on it. And the judge said, okay, well, next time, make sure your representations to the court are true. So he kind of got admonished a little bit. Thank you again for that $5 super chat. Paige Collins coming through again with a $4.99. Is there an equivalent to the Supreme Court for appeals? What do you mean? Well, so I'm not exactly sure what you're asking, but I think I know. So what happens is the Supreme Court is the highest court. And so once it appeals to the Supreme Court, which I don't know if this would appeal to the Supreme Court. Hold on a second. I don't know if this could possibly go up to the Supreme Court or if it would, because the Supreme Court would need to like actually accept to hear it. Because what happens is you can appeal something to the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court can decline to hear it. So I don't know if Supreme Court even has bail decisions. I'm sure they do. Everything with prisoners' rights ends up at the Supreme Court. But so is there an equivalent to the Supreme Court? Strictly speaking, the answer to the question is no. There's not an equivalent to the Supreme Court. They are the highest court. And so whatever they say, as far as that goes, goes. If the legislature doesn't like how the Supreme Court has interpreted a law, for example, the Bail Reform Act, the legislature has the responsibility to amend the statute. If I remember correctly. So yes, there is there's no equivalent to the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court can decline to hear a case and so just kind of rely on what the lower court had said. DeWitt Gilmore said, if your guess is a no-show, I am glad to fill in. Thank you. I really appreciate it. But unfortunately, I've been on here for 3 hours, DeWitt Gilmore, and I am feeling like we're going to have to reschedule. We're going to have to schedule a day where I'm a little bit fresher. It's like getting this about 2 hours from my bedtime at this point. But thank you for that $2 super chat. And I will definitely be in touch. I will definitely stay in touch. And I do appreciate your willingness to jump on here. Thank you so much. I know I'm sleepy too. That's why I'm like, oh, where's my guest? Come on, hurry up. He said ETA 5 minutes. Okay. He said ETA 5 minutes. He just texted me. So we will get him on here. There has to be a precedent. And it does look like this is kind of like the issue, Carrie. I think the two different sides. No, I don't think Subramanian was nominated to the Supreme Court. I think he was nominated to the Federal District Court, which is where he works right now. So it's interesting you say this about the precedent because, yeah, thank you. Because the judge, it does seem like the government has some precedential cases, but also it seems like Diddy has some precedential cases, and it seems like they both go in favor of them. So I think the judge really needs to get in there and like tease out and pull apart exactly each and every fine grain argument. And probably I think he might have just felt a little bit on the spot today. I mean, if you think about it, y'all, it was only a few hours ago that the judge got some of these new filings. I mean, he probably even think about it, like even just like writing a paper for like a grade or whatever that doesn't affect someone's freedom. You sometimes need to kind of sleep on it. You need to look back at it. Lucy said, what? The fact that we're even discussing about something going to the Supreme Court with this much concrete evidence and testimony is through the roof. Monkeys get your monkeys. Well, I don't listen. Here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. For us, for the public, right? We've seen a lot of evidence against Diddy. And some of the evidence we've seen are lawsuits, Jane Doe lawsuits. As we know, if you watch this channel and follow this channel, people can and do lie in lawsuits. Now, am I saying the Jane Does are lying? No, heck no. I would never say that. But I know people have certainly lied in lawsuits against me. So that must mean that people can lie in lawsuits. So that's one issue. The other issue is Agnifilo is arguing that the government only says they have evidence against Diddy, but not that they actually have presented the evidence. And so, yes, Lucy rose up. The fact that there's all this evidence, true. But has the government actually submitted it? Because one of the things we know that's up at issue right now is Agnifilo wants the witness list, right? He wants to know who's going to be a witness, and the government will not give it to him. And so, yet they'll have to eventually, right? But the government will not give it to him. And so there's probably a lot of evidence that the government hasn't turned over in this case just yet, because the only evidence that they probably wanted to turn over in this case so far had to do with the question of bail. And they probably wanted to get past bail and then start doing other evidence, or whatever. I don't exactly know the difference between I don't exactly know the timeline of like how long they have to I don't exactly know the timeline of how long the government can hold on to, for example, the witness list. Yeah, Pierre says the government is trying to protect the witnesses. Yes, I'm sure they are. And I'm sure they're trying to protect a lot of things, right? Like the integrity of their investigation, because it is an ongoing investigation. They're still investigating. And like someone said earlier, this is a RICO case. That means it's an enterprise. That means there's many, or at least more than one, at least more than one additional defendant, those quote co-conspirators. I don't know if they've been indicted. I don't know. I really don't know. New York City is a sanctuary city and a state. I don't know. I don't know what that means, Chance. Yes, true. I'm asking, grabbing a hot tea, caffeine, 30 years on going, 100. Who is Drake? I don't know. I mean, that's a singer, I guess. A lawyer is a liar. The more money you have, the better your chances are, unless you have other hidden issues. But not that more so reason bail is off the table right there. 30 years, they all knew. How can they not know? They all stayed silent except for Jaguar, and Roland says. Well, there you go. TikTok will have update. What's that mean? Did you see that Diddy lost $200 million in the last year? Odd, huh? If it's in foreign accounts, can that be retrieved with judgments or not? I do not know, Amy Rose. That is one area I am not clear about. I don't know how that works. Very interesting, though. Sean Music UK. How will they let him out when his private investigators are harassing? Listen, Sean said, excuse me, hold on. How will they let him out when his private investigators are harassing potential victims? That is something that the government brought up, Sean. That is something the government brought up and said, Your Honor, this person that he wants to, one of the people he said could be his 24-hour security, that's a co-conspirator. The other ones he wanted to be the 24-hour security for him is investigators that he has contacting witnesses. So we can't trust any of this stuff. We need to know this Patriot Security. I need somebody to do an investigation in it. Who is Patriot Security? Who is that? No, Grown Man's Business TV. We're not doing this. We're not doing this false racial dichotomy on this channel. I don't know if you just got here, if you got lost or something. We're not doing that. Diddy's definitely not getting treated any way because of his race. I'm just not buying that. Now, does that happen to other victims? Sure. Other perpetrators? Sure. Absolutely. I'm totally willing to say yes, that happens. But Diddy is absolutely, like, I saw him running down the hall and beating and kicking a woman. Like, I'm sorry, we're not playing race game over here on that one. Sorry, we're just not doing that. Yeah, let's not. We're not doing that. Hi everyone. Totally random mode is Mason Disick missing. I haven't heard that. I have not heard that. He's being treated fair. And to be honest, I mean, if Diddy was actually experiencing any type of disparate treatment, his lawyer would have just got sanctioned for that little stunt he pulled with the legal pad. I mean, no, this judge is being more than fair. Roland said, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that here today. No, sorry. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Thank you, Sean. Oh my God. Okay, look, innocent till proven guilty. But Sean said, whoever tried it, please look at the fact he got away with literal for 30 years. And also another race-based component of this case that I'm absolutely willing to say is absolutely race-based is the victims. I think the fact that when Black people, whether it be a man or a woman, were to come forward, that was taken less seriously. That I'm willing to definitely say was probably happening. And I believe that this and other rings target certain types of people that they think will not be credible or credited with credit, right? Like certain rings will target, like, for example, S workers. Cause it's like, well, how you gonna be R word if you a S worker, type of thing. Micah, that's your name, Micah Kel, said with Rico, could it be Aaron Hall? I mean, it could be y'all. It could be literally, I have no idea. It could be. I mean, it could, I don't know. It could not be though. I don't want to say slander on his name. It's interesting to know, it's rare a person does not have the basic pride to clean their own living areas. I don't know what that means. I live here in New York City. Trust me, the judge is considering bail for Diddy because pretrial services was in the courtroom. They only go to court when bail is being considered. Chance, that's interesting to know. One more time, y'all. Chance says she lives in New York, or they live in New York. Maybe they. The judge is considering bail for Diddy. Pretrial services was in the courtroom, and they only go to court when bail is being considered. Okay, good to know. Good to know. It's easier for them to get away with stuff. Shouldn't be, but they know. Diddy's getting so much privilege and had so much. Please, Mary said. Roland said, I think he will be let out. All that voodoo, he has been putting spells on the judge. I hope not. I am Sam. Listen, I hope not. I hope not. I hope that the gods and the gurus are protecting Judge Subramanian from any voodoo influence one way or the other. I bet Diddy's storing people. Oh my God. Y'all have some theories. I'm living for the theories. It was a bail hearing. It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a bail hearing, but the bail did not get decided upon. Look into who? I never heard of him. Potash. It would be absurd. What? Government already told us he's a menace on the inside. Swans, he's a menace. Go on and take the race out. Yeah, it's just not necessary. And sometimes it is. The voodoo he do is not going to gain him anything, but he block his sticks. Oh, it's not going to gain him anything but hell, she said. Him and J-Lo doing the voodoo. He's safer out of jail than in jail. Y'all think so, Josh? It would be criminal for pretrial not to be there. They could appeal on grounds. Okay, Black Gold, that's good to know. And we're against those voodoo spirits, T said. Corruption. I smell Diddy voodoo. What, y'all? Has Diddy admitted he's voodoo doing? Or he needs to be put back in solitary. I don't think Diddy actually has a clue about any dark arts. He is down at Clive Davis' feet praying, if anything, Swan said. Race is not a game or a card. Non-Black people need to stop parroting that term. I didn't say that it was a game or a card. Did I say it was a game? Sometimes it does feel like a game. I didn't say he's playing a card. But here's the thing, Rose Devereaux. I think that it's bad faith. And it's takes away whenever we all know, and I certainly know and agree. I've seen it. I've watched it happen in front of my eyes. Certainly, there are areas and times where stuff is race-based. Same way I can say there's time stuff is gender-based. They're discriminating sometimes because somebody is a woman, right? I can see that it does happen. But if every time something doesn't go my way, I'm out here going, it's because I'm a woman. It's because I'm a woman. Then it takes away the credibility because it's not always that. You know what I mean? Y'all, we finally got our guest. I'm sure he has excellent reason for just coming now because he is actually a working person, unlike me sitting here unemployed, no job. I'm just kidding. We have beard lawyer practicing. Let me turn your banner on. This is the first time we're speaking. Rais, is that how you say your name?
You said it perfectly. Yep.
That is awesome. Let me turn on your thing. So you're just getting out of work. Thank you so much for taking the time to come by here after your long day of work. Where's
Of course.
I don't know where it is. I'm just trying to get up your name banner so everybody knows who you are. Okay, there you go. Thank you for coming by here. Hopefully you've had a good day. Are you caught up with what's going on right now?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I think I'm caught up for the most part. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So today, the judge hasn't made a decision on bail.
Mhm.
The judge wants, you've probably seen and heard and read or whatever, but the judge has asked the two sides to submit some letters about what communications would be appropriate for Diddy. Do you have any experience in seeing anything like this where a judge asks he just needs or she just needs more papers filed to make a decision?
Yeah, see, the thing that's interesting about this case that everybody has to understand, I'm going to zoom out a little bit before I answer your
Yeah.
question, because the thing is, one of the reasons that this bail hearing is happening, and one of the reasons why his bail has been denied now several times by different judges, is because they're trying to balance flight risk and the prejudice to the administration of justice, which basically means a fair trial, right? So prosecution gets a fair shake, defense gets a fair shake. So the judge is trying to weigh the risks of Diddy prejudicing a fair trial in light of new evidence that Homeboy's been communicating, or at least allegedly communicating, from jail with family members, and to instruct them to basically manipulate the public's view of what's happening, right? Whether that's posted on Instagram or social media. So that's extremely concerning. The other thing that happened in tandem with that recently is, there was a raid, the feds raided Diddy's cell, and they found his notes, right, which appeared to be some potentially attorney-client privilege communications, right? So there's some legal advice that he's noting. So the judge has basically said, look, I'm not going to consider those communications, but I am going to consider the big picture risk to a fair trial, which every judge has to do, no matter who you are, but especially in this high profile of a case. So this is not the first time somebody high profile has been on, going to be on trial, right? So the judge is looking at all this stuff and is saying, well, look, am I going to let this guy out? And the options are, go stay in a penthouse, stay in Upper Manhattan, stay imprisoned where you are now. And the defense is like, well, Your Honor, this is risky for him to be here because he's a public figure, well-known rapper, blah, 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 blah. And the allegations are serious, right? Human trafficking, sex trafficking, RICO. So the problem is, and most people have a hard time understanding this, they'll say, well, why $50 million? Isn't $50 million enough to secure him being a flight risk? And the thing is, if Diddy dipped, would you ever see him again? Think about it.
No.
He's the kind of guy with
the first place the judge asked, he said, okay, so let's say I let him out. Where's he going to stay? And they said, well, I don't want to say the address, but it's on Star Island and it has a dock and a port, but there would be no boat. The judge said, that's not going to work. What about Manhattan or New York City? But even that, I feel like, wow, they really had the nerve to suggest that on the first instance. And then the judge said, what about New York? And then Agnifilo, the lead counsel on the case, he's like, oh, let me check. And he had to go check and see. And then they came up with this. Well, that's another thing. The second proposal is he's got this 3-bedroom apartment, which, like you said, sounds a lot more like a penthouse. I never met a single soul with a 3-bedroom apartment in New York City. And I know a few people that makes big law money, 3 bedrooms is a big deal. Anyway, so he wants to be in this penthouse in New York, and he wants 2 private security guards in the penthouse with him the whole time, and then one's outside downstairs. Do you think that that's he's paying these security guards, right? What's to stop him from just getting somebody hired as a security guard for that company? Because there's not exact specific people listed. It's just a company, and this company can hire anybody.
Yeah, so my biggest problem with that is, again, he is a flight risk.
Totally.
He's a flight risk. Yeah, and he knows a lot of people. He's connected internationally. He's got the resources. People speculate that he's got a ton of money stashed somewhere else. So to me, as a lawyer, I do want Diddy to get a fair trial. As much as I don't like the charges against him, I it's part of the system. He's got to go through the system. It's the best system we have right now, and a jury's going to make the decision, right? And the evidence has to be presented. But there is real concern with him manipulating the public's view of him. Now the allegation is coming out that this video of him kicking Cassie is edited and somewhat distorted. I think what his defense lawyers are doing a poor job of saying is that the video it is edited. It's chopped. It doesn't mean it's artificial intelligence or that it's fake. It just means that there are edits made to the original video.
Right.
The guy's clearly clearly kicking Cassie. Like there's no question about it. And his defense lawyers want to write that off as just a domestic violence.
Or he didn't throw a vase. He threw the contents of the vase.
Right. I mean,
you're throwing objects at people. That is literally battery or assault, right? Throwing something
Right.
at someone is assault. So like, okay, yeah, it isn't quite as bad. Like you can't probably like do as much damage if you just throw water and flowers. But like, to me, it just still says that person has a propensity for violence. And then his lawyers, the judge brought this up. The judge said exactly pretty much what you just said. He's like, all right, maybe, you know, he wasn't dragging, because the Shapiro, she's like, well, Your Honor, the video will show he was not dragging her back to the freak off. The judge said there was dragging. And then she goes to try and speak again. And he goes, there was kicking. Like, you know, it doesn't, like, there was kicking, there was dragging. And you know what the Shapiro said? She said, he's apologized.
Yeah.
But the government is using the fact he apologized as reason why he should stay in, because he admitted he did something wrong. He's apologized for it. Who cares if it was edited? And I think their argument that the reason they used the edited video is because it was public and it wasn't like private grand jury evidence is a good argument as well.
I think so. I think so as well. I think another good thing, and this favors the prosecution, is the fact that allegedly he's been using other inmates' resources and phones and contacts to potentially threaten and intimidate witnesses. I mean, if you think a guy like Diddy is not going to intimidate witnesses, you're absolutely ignorant. Of course he's going to. He's going to make some calls. He's going to ask for favors. You know, he doesn't want people talking. That's a real significant threat, you know, and we've seen in cases, in big celebrity cases, like in the Johnny Depp trial, Amber Heard trial, that witnesses can come out of the woodwork. Sometimes witnesses see things and say, you know what, or they hear and they say, I want to testify about this. The only people who know where the bodies are Diddy. Right. And so the prosecution has a burden of proof, and it's they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. It's higher than the civil standard. So they're entitled to all these protections. If there's a real fear that Diddy is going to intimidate, threaten, suppress evidence and witnesses, the judge's got to do what is the safest bet, and that's keep him incarcerated, which I think is where this is going to end up. I
do too.
Yeah.
I think so too. I'm surprised that the judge didn't make a ruling today, because I think the judge is leaning toward keeping him in. My prediction, or I don't know, speculation was, I think the judge maybe just wants to, you know, there's a bunch of moving parts here. There's a bunch of different like sort of sub issues that do the bigger, larger issue of does he get out depends on. And I kind of was speculating that maybe the judge just wants to make sure on each and every one of those issues, maybe wants to go back and talk to the clerk, maybe wants to kind of really look into some of the case law and just be certain, because probably certainly Diddy is going to appeal no matter what. And maybe the judge just wants to be, you know, every I and T and all of that, make sure he's basing it on the right variables and factors. Does that check out with you, or do you think maybe something else?
I think Judge Subramanian is doing the right thing by showing the public as well that, listen, I don't want to undermine the administration of justice here. I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to consider all the facts, all the nuances to this, all the risks, and I'm going to make the best decision that I can from the bench. That's what we expect in a high stakes situation like this. I think it would be interesting if he just ruled right then from the bench, and then people would speculate, well, did he already have his mind made up? Did he really consider the evidence? So he wants to give, you know, weight to both sides. And I think he's doing the right thing.
I do too, actually. And it was you posted, I think maybe 2 days ago on Instagram. And I do want to make sure that the mods can y'all put at Beard Lawyer and all of his links and everything down in the chat and everything too. Y'all need to go follow him on Instagram, especially. There's these shorts, there's stuff going on. You're keeping up with all kinds of stuff over there and working. So I mean, I really commend you.
That's the hard part.
It's hard. I know. I did it for 3 whole months. Hated it. So I saw you post something the other day about the legal pad, right? This legal pad issue. And it's like, it had said legal on the top, but in the exhibit, it actually didn't. And I really appreciated your nuanced and balanced approach to it. And that's kind of like what I try to do over here too, where it's like, you know, I can think in my mind, in my opinion, that Diddy is as guilty as the next person. But if we don't have these rules in place and, you know, we don't have due process, then trials aren't fair. And what is the point? Right. I mean, that's not what you said, but that's kind of what I feel. So the reason I'm asking that is, do you care to provide any insight on, do you think the government even needed to include that evidence? Do you think they needed to mention that evidence right now and then? Or do you think they could have just relied on their previous arguments? They said, nothing's new, Your Honor. We just rehashing the same arguments.
I think rehashing the same arguments is something a judge is not likely to grant. I think, you know, the defense is doing what high-paid defense lawyers do, is pull out the stops and make every attempt that they can. Anytime they have even an inch, they're going to take it, and they're going to try to get this guy out. I mean, I get it. If you're P. Diddy and you've been living a high life and you're rich and famous, do you want to be trapped in a cell, in a scummy cell like that? Of course not.
I don't want to be trapped in a cell, and I'm not P. Diddy, and I don't live that life. You know what I mean? No, it sounds horrible.
Right. Now, on the flip side, prosecutors are like, dude, this guy is not clean. We know, this is the prosecutor's argument. We know he's been contacting people from the inside. We believe he's trying to intimidate witnesses. It's a big deal. So the judge could say, you know what, I'm going to keep it status quo. I think the thing to do is, I'm denying bail. 15 million is not enough. By the way, you know, the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch is also being charged with sex trafficking, right? And so people listening might be like, well, this guy got out on bail for $10 million.
Yeah.
And so why is P. Diddy being treated differently? And I would argue that P. Diddy is not being treated differently if you really look at the evidence. We don't have years and years of evidence that's coming up, years and years of allegations. We don't have raids on multiple homes with forensics and 18 cell phones and hard drives and witnesses coming forward and the civil lawsuits that could be taken into consideration. We don't have that. So it is a different situation. The gravity of the situation.
The Abercrombie CEO is not charged with any RICO charges at all. And Diddy is not only charged with RICO violation, whatever, he's being charged with being the leader of it. He's the enterprise leader. So that's a big one. Also, the Abercrombie guy was not charged with having the pew, you know, devices. And that's another thing too. I feel like we just forgetting, not we, right? Like, cause it's like so much going on, but just in general, like they found firearms with the serial numbers sawed off.
Right.
Like they didn't find that in what's his name's apartment. And, you know, I'm fine if they would have said he needs to stay. If they would have said Jeffries needs to stay in jail, I don't know. I might would have been okay with that too, because it was horrendous what he was accused of as well. So I agree with you. I don't think it's I mean, I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same. I think it's inapposite. But so what you're saying about this extra evidence is that, yeah, the government probably did need to give more, because you have Agnifilo and team really attacking at all angles, which they should. It's their job. And it is interesting just from a, you know, a craft perspective to see these high level lawyers like, wow, they really did poke some holes, didn't they?
Yep.
But then we got to come back. Like you said, let's zoom out real quick. The man is violent and dangerous. We got decades of evidence and many 100 lawsuits or more at this point, civil, which people can lie, you know, people can lie in a lawsuit and they do every day. But all these people, I think there is some weight to put on there as well. I think they're going to keep him in jail. And I actually do appreciate that the judge is really considering and taking his time, because all of us will know that by the time the decision gets made, really some thought has gone into it. I hadn't thought about it that way, right? It's like, what if he would have made a decision today? Everybody would have been like, oh, he already had his mind made up. It was rigged. But yeah, let's let him sleep on it a few more nights. Let's let them make some more arguments. So let's say you're the government and you got to say what kind of communications or whatever, or maybe you're on Diddy's side. What kind of things do you think we can expect to see them arguing on both sides as far as what's appropriate for Diddy to be communicating about? And why maybe did the judge even ask for that specific prompt? Because I don't know. I'm wondering.
Yeah, part of what the judge is considering, which is absolutely critical on whether he gets to stay in and stay or leave, is who he gets to talk to. and how those communications go out. Because again, it's a question of the prejudice to a fair trial, and is he going to sort of taint the jury pool and get these sympathetic messages out? Like, I don't know if how many of your viewers, or if you were watching his Instagram page over the last few months, but he was posting all of a sudden about his kids more. And then he posted this apology, and then he claimed like the video on Cassie was, was not real. All of that's been blown out of the water, right? All of that is gone. And so one of the things that the defense has really argued to convince the judge to do the right thing is, Your Honor, we'll limit his communications. His communications will only be to his lawyers, right? It'd be just like he was locked up. We're going to pretend like in this make-believe world where P. Diddy is living in his Manhattan penthouse, right? Drinking and having a great time and sleeping in his own bed, even though he's being indicted on some serious charges. We're going to try to create an atmosphere just like he would be in prison. And so communication is one of those elements. Who he gets to interact with, how he can interact with the public. Those are the kinds of arguments the defense making. Prosecutors are like, there's no amount of evidence, Judge. There's no amount of evidence at this point that we could be looking at that would allow him to step out of this prison, because he's A, too much of a flight risk, and B, look at his bad deeds he's done thus far. And it's been denied for these reasons and more now. And we're giving you more reasons. So I don't see the judge changing his mind point. I think the judge is going to say, the utmost importance is a fair trial. And there's a trial coming up next year. I'm sorry, you're going to stay imprisoned. It's just not happening.
So I guess this will be my last question. I don't want to keep you too long. You're the judge. Let's do a little, hypo. You're the judge. What is it, just like, not even looking at the papers, not even looking, like, what your legal instinct? Like, are you letting this guy out? And probably no. What's the strongest reason why? Is it flight risk?
For me, it's flight risk and the prejudice to a fair trial, because I really think this guy would contact witnesses, intimidate witnesses, do what he can, everything he could possibly do to make sure that he wins his defense, because he could face life in prison as a result of this, at least the rest of his life. So he's going to do everything he can. And look, there are people who believe that P. Diddy is innocent and this is some witch hunt and that he didn't do the things that they're alleging. And I'm going to show my cards a little bit and say that if P. Diddy didn't do this, I mean, the sky may not be blue as far as we know. It
would be a pretty sophisticated, internationally connected takedown attempt. I mean, it would be like a bigger conspiracy than even he's being accused of.
And here's the thing. Social media is really, the pros and cons of social media are that you can always come back to history with people, these TikTok investigators and people just like publishing old videos that are, decades old. But, on our website, to shamelessly plug it, if you go to rmwarnerlaw.com in our blogs, we actually have a P. Diddy blog. And my office did an amazing job of putting a graphic together with the timeline, stamped timeline.
Wait, tell me the name of the website. Spell it.
It's RM, my initials, Warner law.com.
Okay, I'll have it up. Hold on,
Let's see if I can plug the link here.
Look at this, defamation law. Yes. Okay. I follow y'all on Instagram.
Amazing.
Okay, let's see. Where's the blog?
If you search here, I'm going to post it in the chat here.
Okay.
Okay. And your followers and everybody can check it out. But the timeline, here's my point. If you pull this up, you're going to see a timeline that goes back, right? I mean, it goes back to 1990. This is nothing new, and you might have to zoom in on it for those of you.
I'm looking for your link.
I dropped it in the in our chat here. There's like a private chat on the side.
Oh, a private chat. Okay. Can I put it in the main chat?
Of course. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay.
So it's
this is the link I'm going to click, everybody. I'm putting it in the main chat here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to it. All right, here we are. Nope, here. Okay. Is Sean Combs the rap industry? Yes. Is he? Okay, so we're going to the timeline. Whoa, look at this. Okay, let's zoom in here. Look at that, y'all. Whoa, look at that. Color coordinated and all. 90. Diddy starts as an ambitious radio station intern. 91. Oh, I love a timeline. I am a timeline fan.
Yeah,
Oh, this
it's a
is a
good
good
visual.
one. This is a good one. Roger Mills accuses him of assault, false imprisonment, destruction of property. Right. So we have a history here, at least, of these allegations, of this stuff going on. And so if you're the judge, you're saying, no, Diddy got to sit right there until we get down to the bottom of what he did and didn't do and what they can prove.
Yeah. And for people that think he's innocent, okay. And again, by the way, even for bail, he's still presumed to be innocent. The judge is not making a decision on, he could be guilty or not. He's still presumed to be innocent. But the judge is saying the gravity of the situation, the threat to the public and the threat of a fair trial or not having one is so severe that we're going to keep him locked up. I personally believe that the guy's a menace.
Okay? Yeah, me too. I do. My personal opinion.
And I base that not because I don't like his music or I don't like certain things he does. I base it on the history. He's got an extensive, and this is only the stuff that we actually know about, right? Who knows how much more there is to this?
Yeah, I'm just zooming in here, y'all, so you can see the work that they did over there at R.M. Warner Law. I mean, look at that. I love a timeline. I can really appreciate. I mean, I know the work that goes into it and all that. I mean, yeah, same. If I'm the judge, I'm not letting him out. The main reason I'm not letting him out is because of what I know. What I know for a fact is he owns a plane. What I know for a fact is there are people who are willing to do his bidding. And what I know for a fact is there's been like at least 100 different lawsuits, civil, filed. Now, can people lie in lawsuits? Yeah, sure. But we got to get to the bottom of it. And on top of that, the fact that they quoted something too today. They quoted something that was previously redacted, and they had said that one of Diddy's family members told him about that birthday post. The lawyer said not to do it. And Diddy said, I don't care. It's my birthday. And they posted it anyway. And it's like, okay, that's enough. That's all I need. That's it. That's all I need to know. Like, that means that you don't care about the rules in jail.
Yeah.
You care about it in your own penthouse. We already know the man was walking around naked in front of his house workers. He was walking around naked in front of employees. He was taking business meetings in his boxers, smoking cigars and doing, that. And it's like, he doesn't have any shame in front of a security guard. He's going to be out here doing whatever in that penthouse. Like, I say leave him in. I think the judge is going to leave him in. I definitely wanted to get your opinion because I do see that you are fair. And I appreciate that about you. I mean, and you do it for your work and stuff too. But listen, look, I mean, they got lawyers out here do not know how to act and don't know how the law works. You know it. You see it, I'm sure. Especially dealing with some of these practice areas. What was that one? Especially dealing in defamation. I know you see people lying all damn day long. So
for sure.
You're welcome to come back to the channel anytime. And I definitely want to, plug all your stuff. Y'all drop his stuff in the chat too. And I'll put it in the description box after as well. Please go ahead.
Yeah, no, check us out. My @BeardLawyer is my personal page. And like you said, I try to cover a lot of the more happening things in a neutral way and just share the facts. My firm Instagram is RM Warner Law. And, we do the same thing. We give tips to people in e-com and who are content creators. And that's kind of my zone of specialty. That's what I focus on. But
that's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I mean, we should talk on another episode about just my area of practice and the kind of things that I see. It's pretty wild. But the main takeaway I think from today's hearing is, look, judges have a role to play in justice, whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not. They're looking at the big picture, especially on a criminal case of this magnitude. They really want to make the right decision in federal court, right? And look, New York federal courts are known for being very, very, very good. I've litigated in some of these courts. You have great judges with great credentials. Their job is to gatekeep. Their job is to make sure that the lawyers are doing the right thing on both sides, right? And so this is a case where people may be shocked, but I think the outcome is going to be, this is my prediction.
Okay, let's prediction alert.
My prediction is bail is going to be denied. I don't think the judge is going to believe that this dude is going to behave himself in prison. If I'm wrong, we can talk about why I'm wrong, and I'll be surprised. I've been wrong before,
Same.
but I don't think $50 million and a shoe bracelet and monitoring his phone or whatever and some security guards is going to change his flight risk. I 100% think this judge is really thinking this guy is risky business, should not be out there. So.
My prediction is the same. And I mean, yeah, I've been wrong. I have been wrong. I mean, I originally thought Diddy was going to get bail. I thought that at first, but then obviously he did not. And I was shocked. And then I was like, oh, maybe he'll be able to appeal and get out. And then it's like, oh no, once I saw what Judge Carter based his decision on, the mechanism of the Bail Reform Act, where it's like, there's no condition at all, which would make this person not a whatever it was, menace, whatever the exact statutory words are, a risk to the trial. I'm like, maybe he's not. But then today, it didn't get decided today, but I'd see where you're coming from. I'm so glad you came on and gave us that insight, because I agree with you. It looks actually much better. It actually appears that the judge is taking his time. And unfortunately, in this case, appearances matter, because here we all are talking about it. It's like, we're in a new era of high profile cases, and we're just not off to the races, I guess. Was there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, I just think that it's tough to stay neutral. It's tough to just stick to the facts and apply law. That, it's easy to get caught into emotions and just make conclusions about people. But in the business of law, the emotions don't matter, unfortunately. It's unless you're at sentencing and you're sentencing somebody for brutal attacks, and maybe that'll happen in Diddy's case, but it's the facts and the law that matter. And that's what we have to look at. And I'll say one more little tidbit as a tease to you and your audience, but we might have a very big break next week in Andrew Tate's criminal human trafficking trial. I don't know if you've been keeping up with that, but that's something that
I read somewhere that he had just got off.
Come to my page, and my latest video. It's a 1-minute clip. It won't take you long. I posted the update, but I have a feeling if you want to talk about it next week, there's going to be some very, very big breakthroughs in here. And again, whether people like the guy or not, it's the facts of the law. But he's also accused of human trafficking, held for 2 years in Romania. Right. Now he's out, at least out. But his trial's coming up. And a judge just gutted the case from a criminal standpoint. The prosecution. Oh, wow. So some interesting stuff is coming. I'm
going to go over there and look at it. I actually covered the Andrew Tate case with my fiance Prem on our podcast before. It was like probably a year ago, but I got a lot of people was like basically cussing me out, my own subscribers, because I was kind of saying, like, we got to be fair. And like, full disclosure, on top of the fact that I went to Penn Law, like I'm trained as a lawyer. I worked as a lawyer for a while, but I like this better. And I've been sued. I'm actively fighting federal litigation in the New Jersey where I live for defamation. And it's been dismissed twice. The judge has allowed her to try and, prove actual malice, which she will not be able to, because I still to this day believe what I was saying. And it was all opinion. But anyway, I'll let that get sorted out over there. But this woman, once she lost the first time, she went over to a different jurisdiction, California, and filed a surreptitious restraining order against me without telling me. And it was 300 pages. It was like they sent a freaking process server to bang on my door at 7:00 on a Saturday. I mean, it's just been crazy. I've been stalked by these people. They're insane. But their filings are full of lies. Like, it's like actually mind altering to just see how they can lie. They had people file stuff under penalty of perjury saying I directed them to stalk her. I have never spoken to these people. It was like the most outrageous lies I've ever even seen. And it's like, I was able to defend myself and show that wasn't true. The two declarants recanted their statements. And so all of that. But like, for that reason, I'm very sensitive to making sure that everything somebody says has proof, you know, and we're fair on all sides. But you're right. It's so hard when you see that video, when you see these victims, alleged victims, crying on YouTube channels. It's hard to stay neutral when you see that.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to hear about your defamation cases. That's a big thing that I do. I'm usually on the plaintiff side, but I do defamation defense. It's a big part of what we do. And
well, I better hire you just to make sure that you can't ever represent against me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Create a conflict. No, but I will say at the end of the day, I mean, you can create a lot of hurt on people with false allegations. And to be fair, sometimes it's a gray area. I mean, lawyers, we play in the gray area. You have facts, you have to argue the facts. You take two people, ask them what they saw at a car accident scene. They're going to come up with two different stories, and that's a car accident. And most things that happen online are more complicated than that, right? But I think you mentioned, you got a lot of slack for talking about the Andrew Tate trial, but not to get into it too much on your Coombs, your P. Diddy episode today. But the reality is that there's a lot of people that don't like what he stands for. That doesn't mean that he engaged in human trafficking.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people have, still to this day, I'll get a comment here and there. And it's like, if there's some evidence, maybe there is. And I haven't been keeping up with the case, but if there's some evidence of it, I want to see it. I don't want to encourage somebody's human trafficking. But at the same time, like, there has to actually be evidence for stuff, especially these egregious allegations. Like, if they're being charged in court, okay, fine, let's look at the evidence. But I'm looking forward to going to look at your most recent clip that you posted on your account, or is it on the
it's on the Beard Lawyer Instagram. Beard Lawyer.
Beard Lawyer. Do you have your subtitle thing or no?
Subtitle thing.
Just see how it has like a little underneath. Sometimes people put their ats under there. See how mine over there has legal fund below, and then I can turn it off and it goes away.
Oh, interesting. I wonder how you
it's, I think, when you logging in. So next time when you log in, it'll say like what you want your name to be, and there's like a subheading. Just put like your @
it's
whatever,
super,
or your website,
easy.
whatever you want.
Yeah,
can you do it?
Super easy. I can't do it from here, but it's super easy. At Beard Lawyer.
I'm gonna pin it.
Super easy.
My fiance is Punjabi, and so I
definitely
am familiar with, like, y'all actually could be cousins, really. I mean, y'all look very similar because he has this long hair. Like, I'm telling you, I've told him that before. I'm like, he looks like a Benapal. But he has like a beard like you. So it's like, I'm very familiar with the beard. Okay, Beard Lawyer on Instagram. I just put your @ in here. Y'all go check out his coverage on Diddy. Check out his coverage on Andrew Tate. Rais, thank you. I'm going to consider you a friend of the channel now. Part of the That Surprise fam. And I would love for you to come back over here anytime you want to talk about whatever you want. I'm happy to do that. Plug your channels and all of that. I love your work on Popcorn Planet. That's where I originally saw you the first time.
Andy's amazing. He's a personal friend of mine, and I love what he does. You're doing great work, by the way. Keep it up. Keep up the great content. Thank you. This is not going to be the last time we chat, for sure.
No way. No way. Yeah. It sounds like we have a lot more to talk about too with these other cases. So I've been on here for 3 hours and 53 minutes. So I'm about to end this stream, but you don't go anywhere. I want to make sure we have each other's information and all that. That's all I really had for today, everybody. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation, and neither is, I don't know, give my opinion on this case. Love you, Minnie. Goodbye.